Champion City Podcast, where we tell real stories from grinders, hustlers, and everybody on the come up. If you're still in the trenches or you still trying to get that bag, this for you. This your blueprint, your motivation, your platform. Let's go. Ruin shit, man.
Yeah.
Popping, but we live. We live and in full effect, man. Today.
It's not coming out right there.
Because there's a delay. Like I want to say like 3-minute delay on the thing. Yeah. Maybe 2 minutes. Maybe 1 minute. But there's a delay. What up, everybody, man? Thanks for tapping in today. Y'all see me run in right there, huh? Yeah. Today we got the WestSide SpeakEasy podcast, man. We have Mokoe Tatto before over here on my right. And then you guys haven't met Tigre yet on our platform, but he's been doing his thing on that podcast as well, too. And we were talking, you know, like chopping it up, right? And he's like, hey, Tigre's ready to do a live and shit, right? You know? Yeah. And we're like, man, well, that'll be dope. Let's get him on and talk about how you guys have been doing on your podcast and all that, man, you know? So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what the WestSide SpeakEasy is, man, first, you know?
Yeah. You want to? Yeah.
Well, the SpeakEasy is just a studio, it's a podcast, it's a reaction that we have on YouTube right now. So honestly, we're kind of reacting to any topic that's, current topics. One of the things that I always do is I'm a big conspiracy guy,
Yeah. What's your favorite conspiracy, bro?
We never went.
You don't think so? Nah? You know, I always think about that because you know, I've been seeing a lot more like things that lean towards that we never went to the moon, like the fact that we never went back.
The fact that they say like all of the things like the way.
Yeah. And the fact that we're smarter now in technology. Right, like we should be able to get there faster. Exactly. That's like the number one thing. And the other thing too is that I was hearing this one thing, and I don't know if it's dumb, bro, but you know, that there's this orb around the earth that we actually can't even leave. The firmament. That we actually can't even leave Earth. So it's all like fake. Yeah, but I always think about like, why would the government lie like that, though?
Money. That comes from the Bible. Like, Genesis,
Yeah.
That's where they get the whole firmament. That's another crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out Lisa. She says closer to the mic. So I just put mine closer. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. Or let me check the volumes too, man.
Sure. Hey, let me know, Lisa. Do we sound a lot better with this in our face?
Órale.
How about now?
That's part.
All right, for sure. Yeah, let us know whoever is on live right now if we sound a little better.
Appreciate that. And my bad, because we was on what is that called? My kids were here and they were pretending they were doing interviews and they were messing with all the stuff. You know?
DJ getting some mixing. Yeah.
And you know, my kids, they used to come in the beginning, but now that we do interviews, they hardly come now, you know?
Gotcha.
Because there's all kinds of folks sometimes and all that, you know?
Yep.
I try and keep my kids away from certain elements and shit, bro, you know?
100%.
I haven't seen them, I think.
Yeah, never.
Not
a lot of people have. But they came last time. I forgot I had to get something, and they were like, "Oh, Papa!" Like they call me Papa. They were like, "Man, that looks cool right there."
Yeah.
100%.
And they sat here and they were pretending that they were interviewing each other.
That's dope.
And I told them like, "Hey, y'all should start your own podcast,
hey, dog.
man, you know." And my daughter was like, "I'm gonna start my own podcast. I'm gonna call it Playground Drama and
there
shit."
You go.
And she's gonna give stories from the playground. And shit.
That's funny.
She's only like 10 now, so.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
well, I remember there was like I think it was like a little chinito kid,
Uh-huh.
and he would like I think review toys, and he got like famous.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
yeah.
a lot of kids, yeah.
Like
that
super
can be millions.
famous.
I just saw a YouTuber, young kid. He's like probably 7 or 9, bro. And I don't know how he came up on the feed type shit, but he was all he does is talk about his day. Like, hey, I'm going to the doctor. Oh man, I just left the doctor and they
Yeah.
told me this, and I'm about to go home and eat some pizza. That's all he does, bro. Like
Oh.
break down his day.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get me?
And he be getting gang views,
yeah,
huh?
and 24 million subscribers, bro.
Damn.
You know?
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because other little kids like to watch them
other little
play.
kids,
Yeah,
yeah,
I,
for
I
sure.
think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
It's a
trip.
thing now, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, that's a trip, man. Yeah.
hey, Luis Lucero said it does sound better now.
Yeah, yeah, that's what's up. What's
Yeah.
up, Luis? Actually, let me post something on Instagram and on YouTube, dude.
That's
you know?
right. I should have done that right now,
Um,
but I'm using my phone and
Oh,
shit.
I know. That's what sucks, too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, but just conspiracies and then Mokoe, you know.
Oh well, basically we cover everything, dog.
Yeah.
Like we start off with like a little sports, then little entertainment, and then
Little politics.
and then
if we
and then
can,
yeah,
the
then
protests,
we
you
kind of
know, that-
ended with the conspiracies and shit,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. The protests, you know, that we've been outside with the people too, you know.
So long story short, we kind of like we just want to be like some raza that fucking because there's other podcasts that I like personally watching, dog. But
Yeah, yeah. Like, what's some of them that you watch and shit?
all of them, dog. The American Cholo, the Hood Stocks, the Haters World, and all that shit,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
And even the ones that are not really like, dog, for whatever reason, you know. But they're all from like other parts of LA, so I kind of wanted, to
Yeah.
do it where we came from.
Yeah, you know what's a trip too? Like, there's a lot of podcasts, bro, that I've seen. Like me, obviously, I've seen Hood Stocks, I've seen Hater World, the one from Oxnard, I forget their name. I can't forget their
Which
name,
one
but
is that one?
Destructive and
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
They
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
do it consistently, but they be doing some episodes
Yeah.
and shit. But sometimes some different podcasts pop in my feed, bro, where they're like
Yeah.
in Texas or some
Random
shit, right?
pop-
Oh, you know
And
what? I
just be
haven't
like,
seen
man,
those.
There's so many like podcasts
100%.
that you're not even privy to just because of how the algorithm works.
Yeah.
Which is
Yep.
crazy, you know?
The algorithm will feed you kind of what you like.
Yeah, and
Yep, yep.
sometimes I get some shit and I just be like, damn, what the fuck is this, you know? And sometimes they be some like radio stations from Atlanta, but they have like a podcast version.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I just like, oh man, that's pretty cool, you know? So maybe people from other cities, they get that content first before we
Yeah.
do, because we're all the way out here and
Yep,
shit, you know?
yep.
But yeah, I like content, bro.
Look,
You know?
the Haters World right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I like content and shit. I like
Good looking out, man.
so you cover a range of topics. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything,
that
honestly.
is pretty cool.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
bro,
I be
everything,
tuning in
yeah.
and watching them and shit, you know?
Yeah, we be trying to cover, just
Sports and
yeah,
shit.
everything, anything that's hot too. You
Yeah,
know, in the
yeah.
current
And
situation.
you're really knowledgeable on sports as well too, no?
Yeah, I like sports, bro. I've been always, since a kid, I've been, following sports for sure. Like
Yeah,
boxing
yeah.
and all that. I really like all that.
Shit, to keep it a buck, man, Tigre kind of put me more up on game on sports because I'm more of the artsy fool, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
tattoos. I don't know, he's the one that put me up with the Caitlin Clark and Paige
the
Becker.
WNBA right now. Yeah, that girl
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
she's balling, bro. She's like, they say she's gonna be like the Jordan of the WNBA, which.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she broke. So her
Yeah.
rookie year, she broke 61 records, bro, in her rookie year,
Yeah.
dog, So yeah, that girl's hot right now for sure.
You know, I've always watched sports, but I can never get into the statistics, bro.
yeah,
Like
Oh,
I can,
got you, got
like
you.
sometimes I don't even know the players' names.
Yep, yep.
Like I
yep.
just be like, is that one fool that pitches
Yeah.
for the
You
box?
just recognize it, yeah.
That does this,
But
yeah.
I'm like that for actors on TV too. You
Oh,
know,
got
like
you,
like
got
in,
you, yep.
in movies, like if watching movies was a hobby, that's my hobby, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I like to watch movies.
Yeah.
Like any movie, like.
Oh, any movie.
Yeah, like I don't
do.
discriminate on movies, like, and even if they're whack, if I start a movie, like
You
I'll
gonna
finish
finish
watching
it?
it and
Yeah,
shit. You
yeah,
get me?
hell yeah.
And
Hey,
now
hey.
that I get older and I have kids and shit, like sometimes it takes me a week to watch a movie, bro.
Got you,
Because
yep.
I don't mind sitting down and popping in 10 minutes.
Remember where it
Yeah.
stopped?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Remember where it stopped to play it again? Yep.
Yeah.
Nah, if anything, I like to watch the whole thing. I'm looking forward to the new 28 Days Later movie, fool.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
The
28 years, right?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say 28,
28 years later, yeah.
That shit is dope for sure.
Yeah, for
That's what's
sure.
up, Nefarious. Yeah, man, a lot of the Blue Devil crews out here, man. I
Man, I
appreciate
appreciate
y'all
that.
tapping
Yeah,
in
yeah,
and
yeah.
all
I
that,
see
man,
that.
you know?
Yeah.
Especially you become members and all that. Appreciate that support, man, you know?
Hell
Definitely
yeah.
enjoy those emojis and shit. So they be over there at Hater World, they say squat up.
Oh, got
Like
you,
when
got
they're getting
you.
ready to get started and shit,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
got
So-
Yeah,
you.
we say West up.
West
Nah.
Let me
Nah.
post this thing right here.
That's right. Put West up.
But yeah, honestly, it was just, our opinion, nothing, how we are out here. Just,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
like
yeah.
to clown around, talk shit a little bit. And, but we just thought we would give people opinion, from our side of town.
Yeah, because you know LA's kind of big, dog. You got like fucking
The county,
the valley.
Yeah, that's just huge.
You got 2 valleys, no? Because I think there's the SGV,
Yeah.
and obviously that's different from San Fernando. And then we got the harbor area,
The IE.
the IE,
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody, too,
Riverside.
man.
I
Shout
don't know
out
if
to
that's
everybody.
even the same either.
That's
That's
the
his own
IE, isn't
thing.
Yeah.
it? Or
And then you got, like,
they call it the Dino or something.
Yeah.
no?
San Bernardino.
Yeah.
And then so you know the other podcasts, they got people coming at everywhere, but I'm not sure if there was anybody on the west
On our side
area,
of shit,
yeah.
our side of town, you know.
or South Bay, West
Yeah,
LA
for
area.
sure not from the Inglewood area. And
Nah.
stuff.
Yeah, not from that. Yep.
Well,
Yeah. Well,
you
yeah,
and
definitely.
Dopey, shout out Young Dopey
Oh,
though.
yeah,
Shout out
with
to
the
homie,
program
Young
time
Dopey,
and shit.
yep.
dude,
Program time.
And I'm still fairly new to this, dude. I don't even consider myself a
100%.
podcaster, bro. Honestly, I just be like, damn, like, it's crazy that we got a camera and some mics and shit. you know what I mean?
100%, bro. And before this, I never even had social media, dog.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
true.
So,
No, the
Yeah,
homie
yeah.
don't have social. Oh, you
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't even. I still don't have social media. I don't got like no Instagram.
Not like
or
your
nothing
personal
that,
one
you know?
and shit.
I don't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
think
yeah.
Smerf
just
had
never-
one either.
yeah,
I
dog.
just
still
never
don't
did
and
it,
shit.
you know?
I only have like the business one and shit.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
you
that's
know?
the only one I've been on too. The one that we started, you know, for the podcast. But
You're like halfway.
Hey, cause that
so it's
shit,
still kind of
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
to me too, honestly, like to be on camera and shit, you know.
cause that shit is addictive, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
for
like
sure.
especially when you're trying to like build the business around it.
100%.
You're constantly trying to
You have to
grow it
kinda
and
be on
shit.
there, huh?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
man.
It's a
you know?
job in itself, dog. If you ask me.
100%.
Honestly.
It's time consuming. 100%.
It is time consuming for sure, man. You know, but I mean, if you see growth, then it's worth it, no? Like,
Yep,
like
yep.
definitely.
If you see a little movement,
Yeah.
and you know,
But if you're just wasting your time being on that shit, then for sure it's kind of like, oh man, you know?
I think
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
everything else. If you're gonna actually put time into it, you know, it'll start
pay
you
off
know.
and shit, you know.
Yeah. So you guys you guys know each other for a minute, right?
Yeah,
like,
for a minute, yeah.
Like just through the block and all that stuff,
Yeah,
you know?
his baby mama's my cousin and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
shout out
okay.
to
So
my
more of
primo,
a family
primo,
thing.
Yeah, so
There
it's a
you go.
family thing more than
Yeah,
anything,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. That's how we kind of, you know. But it's been what 10 years already, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, definitely been a minute. Yep.
Oh, that's what's up, man. And then you guys were like, fuck it, we're gonna start a podcast and shit. Like, what podcast inspired you and shit, dude, you know?
Honestly, I'm a big podcaster too, but I watch all the bigger ones, you know, like Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan,
and
though,
Flagrant,
yeah.
and like
Yeah,
you
Joe
know,
Rogan has a lot of the stuff you like, huh?
everything.
The conspiracy
yeah.
type
Honestly,
shit.
I'm on one of the. I'm on that where like I'm waiting for the next episode. You
Oh,
know, like,
okay.
as soon as it comes, I'm playing the
You
episode.
watch it and
yeah,
shit?
yeah, for sure.
And some of those be like 4 hours
Bro,
and shit,
all of
no?
them are like 3 hours minimum
right,
almost.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, it takes a little bit,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And-
And then we would have talks in the night, like me and
Yeah.
Mokoe, like just long ass talks where we'd be up to like 1 or 2.
Cause I fuck
Oh,
with
shit.
podcasts, and then me and I'm like, hey, you be, you
Hey,
know,
you
I'm
hear
like, you
this?
be listening to podcasts, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah.
And then the homies, you and you know, Dopey, like, you know, that's why I was like, yeah, you know, like, shit, I'm fucking around and start one too, you know.
Yeah. And I think that's dope, dude, for sure. Definitely giving your opinion and your knowledge on stuff, man. You know, I think it's dope, dude. Like, so far, like, how many episodes have you made already and shit?
Well, 23, you know.
I want to say, yeah, we're like
23.
on 22.
So you guys are
23
on
right now.
grind mode too and shit,
Yeah,
no?
yeah, for sure. We're trying to put out like 1 or 2, maybe a week. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
Just
Yeah,
any
yeah.
topic that, you know, that's hot right now.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
current topic mostly, you know?
Nah, definitely gonna help out on the algorithm and shit to keep dropping content and
Right,
shit.
Yeah,
right.
dude,
To
yeah,
you
keep
know?
it on there, yo.
And you guys do it like Premiere and shit, or you just upload it and shit?
We
Nah,
just
we just kinda
upload it.
upload
It's
it,
because
yeah.
of time too, dog. Like sometimes I work, you know, or he's busy too and
Yeah,
shit, you
for
know.
sure.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned from having our podcast here is that it's hard to coordinate 2 or 3 people to be in one place.
Big time,
Oh,
bro.
Like,
Big time.
yeah, especially as adults,
Yeah,
right?
especially
Yeah,
like everybody
exactly.
got shit going on.
Everybody got
and,
family,
you know,
everybody
yeah,
got
yeah.
kids, everybody got their thing going
So
on.
that's
yo.
one of the biggest challenges I seen, bro. Is like shit comes up, right? So you schedule shit around something and something comes up, so it
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
happen, or it's hard to get like 3 people where it's like, oh, I can come Monday, well, I got Thursday, and then it's like,
Yeah,
you get me,
yeah.
like, where do you
Well,
work it
yeah,
in
but
and
what
shit,
about
you
next
know?
week? Yo? What day can we all be there?
And
yo?
I feel like a lot of the stuff gets like delayed because of things like that, you know? And it's the
100%.
same in music videos, shit like that is what I noticed are some of the biggest challenge when you try and do a group thing, you know?
I could imagine a music video harder, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Especially with artists, you know, because you know how artists are. Everybody know they're a little bit picky, and
They
you
be
know,
for
Hollywood
sure.
and shit. They be too
Yeah,
They
exclusive.
Hollywood, yeah. So like it's 23 episodes in, bro. Like, what are some of the things you guys like about doing the WestSide SpeakEasy, man?
Man, just I feel it's cool. It's fun because I feel every week there's something new. Something
Yeah,
like
for
almost
sure.
every other day there's some new shit that happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
new
saying?
topic, honestly. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's cool, honestly. Like, it's a little different for me to be in front of the camera. It took a little bit, you know, it's still taking
Yeah.
a little bit to get
Yeah.
used to. But yeah, I feel like just giving our opinion, you know, and a little bit of knowledge that we got, you know?
Yeah. You know, when I first started doing podcasting, I didn't want to do that reaction stuff. And then I noticed like everybody can do it kind of like with their own twist and shit, man. You
Exactly.
get me?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it doesn't have to
exactly.
be like the way you guys do it is not how do you say negative, dude.
Right,
You get me?
yeah.
Like most of the other ones that you see
Right,
where it's
right,
like
right.
they're bashing on somebody
Yeah.
or talking shit about them or
Nah.
something.
Nah, yeah,
you know?
we said we are gonna kind of stay away from that, you know, like, cause we like to be outside with the people, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you don't really want to be putting out negative energy like that, and then try to be outside with people
Yeah.
still, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's
for real, shit.
backwards. So we always, and don't get me wrong, we will talk shit and clown somebody
Yeah,
here and
yeah,
there,
yeah.
but it's never like nothing, you know, with bad intention or nothing malice and shit. We always say like we just fucking around. We like to talk shit.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
But to keep it a buck though, unfortunately, that's what people like too though.
It is. People are drawn to it and shit.
Yeah,
dude,
people
you
like
know?
that.
So
negative shit.
our highest videos, our highest viewed videos are controversial topics, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the immigration one, probably, right?
That no, actually the one that's gotten the most like movement is Cholo cosplay so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
basically it's okay. It's like Latinos. Right? It doesn't have to be Latino. Just whoever dresses banged out, but they're not really from a neighborhood.
And they go
Yeah.
to like Santa Fe and dance and shit.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I
It's
seen
just-
that
they don't dress like that
episode.
every day, you know?
I seen that episode you guys did on there where it's like the Theos and shit.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. And that happens a lot, dude.
Okay.
It was happening
people
before
are
all of this
dressing
ice
like
raids.
that.
It was happening before these ice raids. For
Not
sure.
everybody switched
Like,
it up and
Yeah, I
shit.
don't even know if everybody's going to Santa Fe no more, but I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
Oh,
it
nah,
was, everybody was
they're
going
not.
to Santa Fe and like
Yeah.
dancing like that, you know?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, so we just
I-
gave our little opinion about that.
I've seen like folks, dude, that come not here, but like in general in life.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they look banged the fuck out.
Yeah, right?
You get me? And I just be like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
You get me? Like,
Like, it's 2025, you
you
still,
get me? Like,
alright.
I'm not even trying to be around this cat because he's gonna
No.
get us lit up and shit
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
sure.
you know? But they don't bang. You get me? So, but I've seen it, you know? A lot more now than before, because before you would get your ass whooped, bro.
No,
You- or you
100%.
get-
Yeah, you get
Or
banged
you
on
get
for sure.
pressed,
Yeah,
you
get
banged
pressed,
Or
yeah.
you get put on
Everybody
and
bang,
shit,
yeah,
no?
yeah, for
Eventually,
sure.
you know?
100%.
Yeah. they'll be
Because there
like-
was, I remember like in high school, back then, I mean, at least, you know, where I went, there would be a couple fools that would like have like a folder, a little pen in the ear
Yeah.
and listen to like Chicano rap. But then like you say, when you ask them like, oh, like, you know, are you from somewhere? And
Yeah.
they're like, you know,
Yeah.
and they're like, nah, you know?
Lisa said they called them posers in her day and shit,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
for us, that was, we used posers when we used to skate.
Yeah.
Like skateboarding?
Oh yeah, posers. We used
Like,
to
man,
just
that's
call
okay,
them
you know?
like wannabes, no?
Yeah, wannabes.
Or chunties and shit.
Chunties, yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, definitely. But I didn't see too many when I was young, bro. I see them more now. For
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
You know, and I think like now that they have the Edgar style,
Yeah.
I see a lot more of
It's a
that
little different
style.
with that
They wear
style,
like
yeah,
Dickies and the baggy pants.
In the baggy
yeah.
pants, yeah. But it's crazy. It's just time changes, bro. And
It
Oh,
comes
yeah.
back all the way
You
around
know?
because remember they were wearing skinny jeans and then now it's coming back to everybody all banged out
Yeah.
again.
And you know what's a trip? I used to be like, damn, I ain't never gonna wear no skinny jeans and shit.
Yeah, for
but I
sure.
wear the slim jeans right now. Like
Yeah,
I can't wear baggy pants no
Nah,
more.
well, I
bro.
feel like as you get older, you get more fitted. You know,
Is that what
like,
it is?
Yeah, I think
because
I know
honestly,
for sure.
I hate even putting pants on now, bro. Like I be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I like having my shorts and shit, more
Yeah, yeah.
comfortable. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. You know. But I just feel like as I get older, like I hate being with pants in my house now.
Yep,
Like I feel like I'm
100%.
sitting in the couch and I'm so uncomfortable and
Yep,
shit.
yep.
So
Yeah,
if you,
yeah.
so
House.
would you feel weird, like if you when you were 20, and let's say the outfit and you put it on right now, you feel
Oh
weird?
yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a lot of pictures that I run into when I'm young.
And you're like, what the
And I
fuck
just
was
be
I
like,
thinking?
like,
you know?
damn,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
like I was really misguided or misled
For
or
sure,
something. and
100%. I know
shit, you
exactly
get
what you mean.
Yeah, I just trip out like fuck.
You're like, pobrecito, you're to
honestly,
yourself?
like I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I'd be a little embarrassed and shit.
Yeah,
You get me?
I get that. I
Yeah,
do that. I'll be
yeah.
like, what the fuck was
Yeah.
I
What was I
thinking,
thinking?
dog?
Yeah.
Like,
And even my daughters and my kids will see it and they'll be like, Papa, that's you.
Yeah.
You get me? And they're
Who's
even
that?
like shocked
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
fucking
you
like
know?
a 3X t-shirt or something.
All bald-headed.
Definitely, man. You know, all ball headed, yeah, for real. What's up, SOS Best Empower, man? Thanks for tapping in, man.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate y'all. But yeah, dude, so that's a trip. So you guys started it 23 episodes in. You guys, like, what are the challenges you guys see right now, too, bro? Like, how about creating your content before the episodes and shit like that?
Yeah, editing a little bit, you know, learning how to
editing,
edit.
Yeah.
That's a little bit, you know, it's been
Time
a little
consuming, no?
It does take
time-consuming.
time and
It
shit,
takes a
bro.
little bit of a learning process, you know.
Yeah.
I'll say that's probably the biggest one we got right now.
Yeah.
Besides that, though, honestly, there's a lot of topics all
Yeah.
the time, bro.
Yeah,
you know, like,
right.
we'll hit the news, like world news, everything, you know. Like we'll try to get a little bit informed at least, like what's going on and shit.
Something's jumping every 2-3
yeah, because
days.
even right now, like just like the news in the morning is different from the news at night.
Big time. Yep. Things
Right?
change like that
You get
quick.
me?
Yeah,
Like
it
it's
changed like that
crazy and
quick.
shit, man.
Yep.
You know. Right now, the craziest thing to me is that the U.S. is kind of like in a war, but not at war.
I know exactly what you
Right,
mean. With
you get
Iran
me?
and all that.
Yeah,
how
with
you
Iran.
said, like, we bombed them, but then we're not in war with them.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
then they bomb.
And then they're going
U-
to stop, but then they bomb right away.
and they bombed the U.S. forces in Qatar,
Yeah,
right?
They did. The
So
base. They hit a base.
They hit a base.
I didn't even know that. Yeah.
And to
Yeah,
me,
they hit a
it's
base.
like, damn, is that's already war or not? Because
Like-
then they use these words in these games,
For
no?
sure, dog.
Well,
It's so
technically, they didn't
confusing.
bomb the U.S. They bombed the base,
Right,
and that
right.
base is in Qatar. You
And
know,
it was response because you guys hit our nuclear facilities and blah, blah, back and forth.
and I that trips me out, dude. Though, for real. And I be,
Yeah, honestly, it's scary, bro, knowing that we could be like in a World War III, you know, because these
Yeah.
fools are fucking over here playing their dumb little
But then-
games and shit.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
definitely.
But then you think about it, like, can they even touch the U.S.? Like, I'm saying, like, you don't think that we're so advanced?
It just
Yeah.
depends.
So I was talking to my wife about this the other day, and I was telling her that we live in a dream, dude.
100%.
Like we live in like
Yep,
we're
yep.
so safe because we're the American power and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
and
that-
I got a feeling that that's just a control mechanism that the government has used to us to keep everybody feeling comfortable and spending money and all that because of the economy. Our economy is based on people spending money, bro. Once you start
100%,
spending
yep.
money, stocks start to collapse and the
100%.
millionaires get hurt, and that's when shit gets serious.
Yep.
If you notice, every time in this world that something serious has happened has been when the millionaires are affected.
Yep.
Like the immigration rates, I bet you the number one reason they'll stop is because businesses are going to be
Businesses,
affected.
yep,
The farm is
Well,
like
it
a
almost
$1 million
did. It
industry
almost
and shit.
did. Yeah.
They put a pause on it when
for
when
like
one
a
of them
day,
fools
though.
call 'em and
For like
shit.
one
Yeah,
day.
and they called them out. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. But you'll see that once like the Hilton hotels and all that can't find workers and people are not going there.
Yep,
like,
nobody's spending money.
Well,
nobody's
there's
spending
definitely
money. You know?
businesses right now as we speak. I feel that are they're infected
They're
with this
affected
shit.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
No,
100%.
for
dog.
sure. But I feel like the U.S. It's like a dream thing, bro. That we live under this protection. But
Yeah,
when
we
you
kinda
think
live in a
about it,
fantasy over here, yep.
so when you think about it, and they said how many immigrants are here, bro?
So I
Like
don't know,
12.8 million,
Yeah,
right?
12
Or
that's
something like
snuck in,
that,
yep.
right? You get me? They have like 259,000 of them detained right now. Not even deported, detained.
detained,
So
okay.
right out the bat, you start to notice this is a prison thing. So this is for somebody to make $46 billion, which is what they just gave for them.
We're gonna pay
to
for it.
build. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's our
taxpayer,
tax money.
taxpayer.
Yeah.
And then the 46 billion went to defense, and then part of those billions went to the people building the prisons.
Building the prisons, bro.
So
And
because now they need bigger detention centers, and 259,000 people is a lot of people.
That's
bro.
a lot of people,
You get
bro.
me? And
That's a
they
lot of people.
they say 90 or 95% of those people haven't even committed a crime. They don't
Yeah,
even have
nah,
a record.
They started
At
hitting
this
all
point,
the
they
So,
don't
so then
care.
it's like, why are they detaining them?
100%.
Why not deport them
Why
right
not just
away?
get 'em outta here right away?
You
Yep.
get me? But then
Well,
it
yeah,
become
you-
a process.
Yeah, you could just
to make
yeah.
money.
You
It's
get me?
all about the
So
money.
when
at the
you
end of
look
the
at where
day.
the money is going, then you're like, damn, like this is not gonna stop this year or next year.
Yeah, until he's out of
Because
until
they
he's
need to
out.
fill those jails, bro.
100%.
You get me? And you'll start seeing these jails popping up in every major city.
right.
Like the alligator
You get me?
Alcatraz.
Yeah, they're gonna
build
pop
over
up in every major city, and they're gonna start moving people across state lines, like all kinds of shit. Watch, like non-criminals, bro. You
Well,
get
well,
me?
that's what, like you said, like besides, why don't you just take them, right?
Yeah.
But now you're gonna go to one spot from another spot to
Yeah.
another spot. That's why, like
And they'll call it processing.
in the
you know?
jails and shit, like bus rides, they be taking you from one spot to another. That's all money. Like
It's
they're
all
all
money.
getting paid and
Yeah.
shit. You
Oh,
know?
yeah,
Because
100%.
it's privatized.
Yep.
It's not owned by the state. You know, a lot
You're,
of that shit
you're
is
giving them
privatized
like
and
they
shit.
got a job basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
The
then-
homie, somebody just mentioned something about gentrification. No.
That's happening all up.
Oh
and
yeah,
down.
they say, how do you feel about Inglewood getting gentrified?
Yeah, that shit
Salute
is
to the
getting
guest.
gentrified for
Is
sure,
it, dude?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Pretty bad?
Not. It's noticeable. I'll tell you that. It's not bad yet, but it's noticeable.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The coffee shops,
Like
and
just
shit.
the
The
coffee
coffee
shops,
shops.
just like the white families, just all of a sudden walking up and down the street.
Yeah,
getting exercises with the dogs
with
and
their
shit.
dogs
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
Never seen before, you know.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
It be like that, dude.
No,
you know?
definitely right now, yeah. And because he said, "How do you feel?" Me personally, dog, I'm against like
Everybody
Like-
holds on. Dog. Anybody who can hold on, dog. Don't sell. You
most
know.
definitely.
Yeah.
And so I see it more like I'm okay with it. The reason why is as far as raza, then I feel like you should just adapt. You get me? Then leave. You know, that's how I see
Because
it.
you know Inglewood was white in the 50s, no?
100%.
Yeah.
100% white. Morningside had flowers.
Well,
on the little thing. The field where the track is wasn't dead grass. It was all
nice,
flowers by the
Yep.
football field and all that. And then it became black, and then it became Hispanic.
because I want to
and
say
black
they
and
said
shit.
in Inglewood, dog, like back in the day, they even had like a little center, like a KKK center.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Could be, dude.
I
Could be.
never
and
That it
shit,
could have
yeah.
even been like a sundown town and everything. But
I'm
this
not
is
sure. I haven't done
again,
history like that.
that's all the way. I'm talking about like before like in the 50s, like this shit,
And to be honest, this gentrification, it happens everywhere, bro. Because
Everywhere,
it's a
bro.
process of like, I don't want to say growth, but it's a process of how people move money too, no?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, everything becomes money, no? Like properties drop in Inglewood, then people start buying them as investments.
Yep,
Then they
fixing
realize
them up.
like, oh shit, there's the SoFi Stadium. Oh, now
Yep.
they got this Intuit Stadium.
SoFi,
Oh, I
Intuit
don't
Dome,
have
yep.
to rent that house no more. I can just move there.
I could just move in. now,
Right, you
yep,
get me,
yep.
and build a bigger house, and
And
then
make it nice,
and
yep.
then more people start coming and doing the same thing. Like, oh, I'm living in Inglewood, yeah, I'm by SoFi, and then people are like, oh yeah, I want to live there now too, and then they start making
nice and
dollar
shit.
deals
Yep,
and
yep.
like cash deals and shit.
Yep.
Bro.
So,
Pay
but
more
what
for
about
the house is
Raza though?
worth.
So, what do you think? Do you think they'll just get bought out, or they're gonna have to adapt and raise the prices or some shit?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing, dude. I think they make it harder and harder. That's gonna just make it harder and harder for Hispanics to live here.
To live there,
So the way
100%.
I've always seen this happen is when you look at Manhattan Beach, El Segundo, the South Bay, it's overpacked with people.
Yes.
Right,
yep,
but
yep.
everybody wants to live in the South Bay, close to the beach. And
Yep.
all
Always.
that, right?
You moving
So
on
then
up if you do
what's
that.
the next option? No, you're moving down this way now. So then what happens to those folks? Those folks are now getting pushed to
They gotta
Victorville,
get pushed
Fontana,
out. Yep.
Lancaster.
Out of- yep,
I remember
Lancaster,
Fontana
yep.
when people were moving to Fontana
Yeah.
and shit, bro.
My
Yeah.
sister moved
like
out
10
there.
years
Yeah,
ago, yep, yep.
this
People
was
started moving
early
to-
2000s.
Yeah, and then Fontana became a big city, and now it's Victorville, right? And then Victorville's becoming a good city. Now it's like people are leaving to Arizona, to Texas,
sure,
and
for
shit.
sure,
And that's
100%.
just the process of that, bro, of
It's 'cause
money.
Think about it. Houses already right there in England. They're already expensive.
Yeah.
As it
Yeah.
is, bro. You know, you put your house up for sale, $1 million. You know, 800,
That's crazy, huh?
900, which is like,
Yeah.
you know, like what the fuck? It's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, I feel that for sure, dude. So to me, I think I don't feel any kind of way of it because I feel like that's just the process of
That's life. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
it's
what it
gonna
is. Yeah.
happen.
So
Yeah.
like it's just a matter of like how you invest your funds and things like that, no?
Yep,
Because if
yep.
you own a house, you would want your city to be better.
100%.
Right?
Exactly.
You,
Yep,
you would
yep.
want
You
your
the
city
property
That's what I was
not
gonna
to be
say.
without gangs.
Yep.
Like
Right, right,
I would
right.
want to live in an area where there's no liquor stores.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'd rather have a mini mart, bro,
Yeah.
that doesn't sell alcohol or
Yeah,
cigarettes and shit.
every corner and
You,
shit.
you get
Yep,
me,
yep.
right? You know, like I would want to live in an area where there's no prostitutes walking around.
Right. You don't want your
And that's
kids seeing
good because
that.
of the
Yeah,
kids
you don't
and
want the
shit,
kids seeing
right?
that,
You get
yep.
me? Yeah. So that's what I mean. I guess that's how I feel, but I think it's
No, I
fucked
think
up
you're right.
for the people that don't know or don't have the means to do what they want, and now they got pushed out.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
sucks to
Yeah,
me,
and it
right? That's
happens
the
too.
other
It
side of the
happens.
coin,
The
no?
people renting, the rent goes up. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
really
They gotta
got-
find somewhere
They don't
cheaper.
have a say in it. They just gotta get out, kind of. You know.
Yeah, like
so
all
it's-
those apartments on the 4 block, those all probably all get torn down and become
Yup,
condominium
yup.
communities
Super nice
and shit,
ones, yup,
right?
yup,
With
yup.
pools
And
and gyms and
where the
shit.
rent is 4 or 5 bands, you know,
Yeah,
and then who's
for
gonna,
sure.
you know.
Yeah,
So I think Morningside, I think eventually when they tear it down, I think it's gonna end up being like I want to say it's like gonna be some
like a plaza business probably.
no
huh?
no apartments.
Apartments.
Yeah.
Huh? But like those luxury ones,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
ones they built by SoFi, huh?
Exactly,
Yeah.
And those SoFi ones, they're like 5K a month,
Oh, I
6K a
bet.
month.
Shit, are they really?
Nah,
Damn.
100%.
Yeah.
They're super
I didn't know that
nice.
myself.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know,
figured that's how
it-
much it would be.
It's funny because when they first built SoFi, I was like, damn, I'd be dope to have an apartment right there. Just to
Yeah,
go before the
just to have it
games
right
and
there
shit,
too,
you
yeah,
get me?
yeah.
And then when I was looking, it was like, oh, they start at 5K. And I was like, damn.
That
bro,
means they
you get me?
start at 5.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's wow.
That's crazy. But they must look nice and
It
all
is
right there by
super-
all that.
yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
must be super elegant inside, you know.
Like, I haven't been to the Cinepolis right there. Have you guys?
Not yet. I've been
That
to the
little
Rams.
area right
I've
there?
never
Yeah.
been to the stadium yet, to the Rams stadium. I haven't
No?
even been to the
As a matter of fact, there's a
Oh, really?
there's movies, no? I think they got like movies right there. Yeah.
That's the Cinepolis. But they
Oh,
have a
the
whole
Cosmo
little
thing, right? The
no,
Cosmo-
plaza
Cosmo?
and shit.
Yeah, yep.
I haven't been there at all. I've been trying to go actually. And shit,
Matter of
dude,
fact,
you know?
I'll throw a little gem for anybody that's in Inglewood. There's a basketball court in there, dog.
Oh, really?
That for the public. Yeah.
Like a park and shit?
I don't know if it's like a park, but my nephew was there and he's like, "Look, you can come and play. It's like open, like
Just open to
public.
the public.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
shit.
there on Century and Prairie. Trip out.
Because
That's a
what,
little gem for anybody watching right
that's
there.
what they have to do right there, maybe to keep like making the lake public. right? Like
Right,
instead of SoFi, like it's
Yep.
to please the community.
It's
Like
what-
we're
that's what it's
taking all
for.
this land and shit
100%.
and making all this money, but look, we're gonna give this little walking area of
You
a
guys,
lake
yeah,
to
you
people
guys,
and
we're
shit.
gonna
huh?
give you something small
Yeah,
right here
yeah,
so you
yeah,
can,
yeah.
have fun with.
Well, yeah, that's the little controversy right now in Inglewood, was the schools because
Yeah.
everything was looking nice, but
the
then the
schools look
schools
like
were
shit.
like fucking garbage, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
But Penitas now, I guess they're making little moves and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
yeah.
trying
But
to
it
fix
took
some
years.
shit.
It took years.
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah.
the kids that see all these stadiums all looking nice, and then you go into your classroom, it looks like 2004, 2005.
Nah, yeah,
That's
for real.
bullshit, dog. You know?
That is crazy.
That's fucked up.
But that is a good topic, man. The gentrification of communities and
100%.
shit, man.
Well, it's
you know?
happening everywhere. Look what happened in Mexico.
Compton
the riots.
too and shit, you know?
Even the riots in Mexico,
Oh,
too,
yeah.
Mexico City, because,
Yeah.
the same thing. The
You know
güeros-
what?
The güeros went over there, he lift up the prices on everything,
Yeah.
you know?
Hey, they tore shit down
They,
over there.
they
huh?
only hit the
Yeah.
güero businesses, but they tore, they
Yeah.
Oh, did they really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
that.
no, they,
Yeah.
fool, they went in over there.
Yeah, they were breaking all the windows.
Because I heard
saying,
that
like-
they were
And
protesting.
There was people in the building.
Yeah, fool.
And they were breaking all the windows,
Bro.
tagging inside the restaurant.
man.
Yeah,
and
like
shit,
get
you
the
know?
fuck out, gringo. Like,
yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
the same thing though, bro. Gentrification over there, where
Yeah.
it's like this is Mexico City, you know?
Yeah.
They said over 2 million
Yeah.
Americans were living over there, bro.
And you know
Mexico City.
what tripped me out, dude? That when people were doing that, right? Some people were commenting like, "Oh yeah, man, you see, this is what they're doing to people over there," and it's
So-
like it's not the same shit.
Yeah.
Here is the government doing
No,
that shit. Over there is
exactly.
the people and shit, bro. You get me? That's
and
like,
and it's not only
you
that,
know?
I'm pretty sure the people they're fed up over there too, dog. you
Yeah,
know?
for sure. They probably can't. Like you know, a lot of people from what I seen in Mexico, bro. I've never met any rich people in Mexico. You know,
Yeah,
people go to work and they make for the day.
for just enough.
And then they on the way home they stop and they grab the dinner
Whatever,
for
a
the day
little,
and
yup, a
shit.
little bite to eat,
And
yup.
then the next day they go to work and they live for that day, bro.
You know
and
what
it's a
I'm saying?
day-to-day
That's survival
basis
shit,
and
no?
Not only
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
think
yeah.
about it, no nomás eso. Then the Americans get their way y pagan con dollars. Fool. They
Yeah.
don't pay with pesos. So that what happens? Everything goes up
Yeah,
too because
yeah.
they're paying with dollars.
Yeah, and
güey.
people wanna
La
make
gente
dollars
can't
instead
afford
and
no more.
shit. Yeah,
100%,
yeah.
güey. The gente can't
Yeah.
afford it no more, and then look what happens.
Yeah.
Somebody said gracias for the Easter eggs or what?
For because of the court, the basketball court, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for Shelsky, yeah.
But that's one thing I noticed, bro. Like people go sell at the tianguis. A lot of hustlers over there, bro. Like so, there's people selling snacks, people selling
Whatever it is.
whatever
It's dope,
on
huh?
every street
Yeah.
corner in the Mexico City. Like where my peeps are from, where I've been, is called Iztapalapa.
Okay.
It's like the Watts of that Mexico City
Mexico
and shit,
City?
bro. You
Yeah,
get me?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. The
like right there, fools get shanked up. They
Yeah,
get robbed
yeah.
by the police.
Oh, shit, yeah,
you
yeah.
go missing, whatever and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the area, Iztapalapa. Everybody can look it up. It's like the hood right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, right
like
there,
the
Mexico
kind of
City.
shit where you go get a taxi and they'd be like, "Nah, don't drive over there." And shit.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
good,
going
yeah,
by
like
that,
I'm
yeah.
straight.
So that's when they told me, "Oh yeah, this is where we live and shit." And I've been there and it's cool and shit, you know.
Yeah.
But
Being with locals is cool.
yeah, you know, because I have a lot of cousins and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But right there, the buses get jacked, bro. Like people go inside the buses and they rob
Oh, yeah, they
everybody in
rob
the bus
everybody.
and
Yup,
shit.
yup.
You know, and they go like they follow you into businesses and they rob you inside the
Yeah.
business, dude. You know, like crazy shit like
Yeah,
that, bro.
yeah,
You
I
get me?
believe
So
it,
you always
yeah.
gotta be on your toes and shit.
100%.
So I can only imagine like when things like that are affected. Like let's say the lady sells pan, right?
Yep.
And then a white business comes and then they start selling bread too.
Yeah.
And lower
100%.
price because
Lower
they're doing
prices.
it by the manufacturing
100%.
process and not
More
handmade
flavors,
bread.
lower prices,
right?
you know how
and
to
then now the
compete.
lady can't eat. Shit, I'll be like,
Fuck.
that's fucked up, right? You get me?
100%.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what started happening. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
you
over
know?
there.
Yeah.
But billete verde, you know how they say
Yeah.
dólares, way? Yeah, hell yeah.
And then they probably brought their little Karen like activities too. Like you get me, like hey, like the music's too loud or
where's the Wi-Fi and shit?
yeah, you know, and
Sure,
they're probably like,
100%.
man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's, you know, when I went over there too, bro, there's Chinese food. Like a lot of Chinese business owners. You know, I think
There's
like,
a lot of investors, the Chinese
yeah,
people
I
over
feel
there,
like
a
the
lot of them.
Chinese are like the race that's all over the world.
Yep.
I
They're
think
kinda-
anywhere you go,
they're
you'll
gonna
run into a
adapt.
You
Chinese.
know what?
They're gonna
They did it
adapt.
kind of like the America, except America goes and starts wars everywhere. They go and they loan you so much money that you can't pay them back. So you're always doing business
Running
with
a
China
business
with-
and
That's
shit,
how
huh?
they do it. They give you so much money that you can't pay them back. Never.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
you're always kind of invested. You know, you're always
Yeah.
in their little circle of
Yeah.
working with them. You know.
Because I know when I've been to different places, you see the Chinese, and then when I went to Mexico, they had Spanish-speaking
Oh,
Chinese and shit,
fully
bro.
speaking Spanish, that way, like
on the bus and everything, bro.
100%,
You get me? They
100%.
already third generation there or whatever.
Japanese
and
and
shit,
Chinese,
you know?
a lot of
Yeah,
investors
yeah.
in Mexico. Yep.
So it's a trip to see that too. So it happens everywhere. Like we're saying, gentrification, bro.
No, that's real.
And some people react different to it and shit, though. You know,
100. Yeah,
I think
that's
it
real.
sucks. Like we said, that the mom and pops that get affected, that depend on
The
getting
small businesses.
those small pesos, bro, to go
Yup.
eat tortillas and frijoles at the end of the day or some shit. You know,
Right.
yeah, dude. But yeah, no, the reaction shit on the podcast is dope. I think it's fun, no?
Yeah, it's fun.
Because everybody has an opinion and shit. You
Right,
know?
and then there's so many different topics to react to, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, we always kind of go, like I said, conspiracy or something crazy, you know?
To me, it's been like a lot of the conspiracy. I've been into that, so I've always liked history in general, bro.
Yup.
Right? You
Yep,
know,
me
so
too,
I
yup.
like history stories, and I like things of wars and shit like that,
Yup.
or
Well-
like the empires that have
Yeah, World War
gone and
II and
shit.
all that, yup,
you know,
yup.
or empires that have come and gone and
Yup.
shit. You know,
Even
like
our government and all that, you know, they're like one of the other conspiracies, the 9/11, you know, like
Yeah,
9/11,
yeah.
that's another one right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like, now I think it's an inside job now, you know, like
Yeah.
it was definitely, you know,
Yeah,
Our
you know,
government's-
for me on that, bro, I think that not necessarily an inside job, but I feel like something that backfired on the U.S.
yeah.
Like I feel like they funded these guys, right, the
Right,
Taliban or whatnot, to beat the Russians.
Yup,
And then they
100%.
kept giving these fools money, and then
Yup.
these fools were like,
They switched it
we're
up.
gonna, oh yeah, we're getting them for money.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
as soon as they start behaving a certain way, the U.S. shuts them down.
Yeah, yeah.
And then these fools get mad, but they still got all this money, so they're like, man, you know what? We're gonna turn
We
the
gonna
war
turn
against
it on
them with
them,
their
yeah.
own money.
Right.
And then I think that's how they paid hijackers to come
Yeah.
here. Whether it's, I mean, there's a lot of information that they knew some of these fools were wanted.
Yeah, the thing is, like,
And they
I don't
still
think
got
none of the
on
pilots
planes.
were from Afghanistan or Iraq.
They were all Saudi Arabians
So
and
why
shit.
did we invade Afghanistan and Iraq? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like, and not
yeah.
only that, there's a building that people don't know about. It's called Building 7.
Uh-huh.
Nothing ever hit that building, and it fell that day too. Dog.
Oh,
Nobody
really?
talks about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the conspiracies, if you look
Yeah.
at Building 7, nothing.
That's where
hit
they
it.
had secret, some information and shit.
Some information that they didn't want out to the public, but nothing hit that building at all, bro, and it collapsed just like the other. So, like, yeah, conspiracies like that where you could go kind of, you know, dig deeper.
Yeah.
Like we said too, none of the pilots were from Iraq and Afghanistan. Why did we invade there?
Yeah.
And then you know, you look a little bit deeper into it. All of a sudden, we invaded them. Opioid, heroin. The number one place to get it is Iraq and
Yeah,
Afghanistan,
yeah.
92%.
I
And
heard
then
something
everybody
like
gets hooked
that.
on it the next 20 years that
Yeah,
we're in
yeah.
war. And like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Yeah. And I feel like, I think, like me personally, I feel like shit like that plays out. Like for example, let's say there's a millionaire, dude, right? And he's been like, fuck, I'm gonna need that shit from over there.
Yep.
Right? And then he has friends from the government. Like if you were the president and I'm your friend, bro, you're gonna hook me up.
Yeah, I
Of
can ask
course.
for a favor.
I think
me?
I think that happens all the
You get
time.
me? You're gonna
Yeah,
be
ask for a
like,
favor,
you
like,
get me?
yep.
Yeah, you're gonna hook me up, or maybe I got friends that are governors, they're gonna hook me up. Bro,
I
right?
think
You
that's
get
what's
me?
going on right now
Yeah,
with
especially
Trump.
if you're
Still,
giving
yeah.
campaign
Yeah, 100%,
money and
yeah.
shit, you know.
Yeah, look at the Epstein list that didn't drop.
Yeah,
Now all of a
that's
sudden,
crazy.
yeah,
and
look,
shit.
not
You know
available.
what's crazy to me is like, fool, that has to do with the law, and these fools can stop that shit from
Bro,
Oh,
so
yeah.
coming
many,
out,
so
you
many
know?
video clips of them like in 2024. As soon as we get in, we're
Yeah.
dropping the list. We're dropping the
Yeah,
list.
yeah,
Everybody.
yeah.
Trump Jr., we're dropping
Yeah,
the list
yeah.
as soon as we get in. And look,
And they're like, oh shit,
Oh,
my name's on the list.
it doesn't exist
It's
no
not
more.
coming out. Yeah, yeah.
It
It's
doesn't
not
even
coming out.
exist. Now they're saying it doesn't even exist.
Yeah. And then, but like going back to what I was saying on the thing, right? I feel like they have a lot of like millionaires, bro, right? And I feel like it's this millionaire and this millionaire and this millionaire, and they all have their own agendas, their own plans.
Yep.
So let's say this fool's fucking around
Let's see who
in
can help
Saudi
you.
Arabia, and he knows about the terrorist attacks, but he's like, fuck, you know what? I'm gonna let this happen because it's gonna fuck this other fool shit up.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I can pick up on
Or
something
maybe
from
even
that.
do a favor for
And I
him.
feel
and he'll do a
like,
favor for
and I
me.
feel like it's these games that they're playing with people's lives.
people's lives,
So then
bro,
I
that's
feel
crazy.
like, oh man, you know what? I'm gonna let this terrorist attack happen because then I can say we're gonna invade over there, and I can go get what I need from over there.
And
And
it-
shit.
it's,
You
it's
get
not
me?
the first time, bro.
Yeah.
So when JFK was president, there's something called the Bay of Pigs that
Mm-hmm.
the CIA created a plan. They were gonna put people like in airplanes and fly them over Cuba and blow up the planes and blame Cuba so we could invade Cuba.
That's
And
crazy, huh?
To
seen
have
the-
a reason.
JFK seen the plan and he was like, "What? Hell no! You guys are crazy!" And he didn't let it go down.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you know he gets wagged like 3 months later. But anyways,
Yeah.
so like. It's not the first time that, you know, the government has done some of
Yeah.
this weird shit that, you know.
Yeah, they call
And
it
the
like-
Bay of Pigs and all that is
Like
it's
false
super
flags
legit.
and shit.
100%.
No? Like I've seen a lot of false flags things that Britain has done from the beginning of
Oh,
time
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, for
So
sure.
this shit has been
It's a
like
tactic that
a
the
tactic that
government
people
uses.
use to convince people, no?
Start
Yeah.
wars, you know, to convince people we're right on this, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we should,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
because that's what they do, no? Like Pearl Harbor, right after Pearl Harbor, the whole nation was like, "Fuck that, we
Let's
gotta
go.
go." Right?
get it
You get
in.
me?
100%.
Yeah.
We're in now. Yeah.
Vietnam, all that shit, bro. you know?
Propaganda.
But yeah, my biggest, the one that I'm like really into right now, dude, and it's stupid probably, is the flat Earth.
The flat Earth.
You get
one.
me? Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one too.
and-
that has a lot to do with the firmament, the flat Earth. and all that. Yeah.
But you know, some of them, like some of the ideas they have are just way out crazy, dude.
Some of them are crazy.
You get me? But some of them might be like, damn, that makes sense and
Yeah,
shit. Like the plane's not tilting.
Not only that, yeah. So you know how they say we're spinning, supposedly
Yeah.
like how are we flying from place to place if the Earth is spinning? Like what is it? How we're playing catch up every time you spin? Like
Yeah.
so there's a
So-
lot of things that are kind of
So
I
it's
don't
a
know.
trip. I asked my son about that because I was like, hey, ain't that right? Why doesn't the plane tail, or why are we not like the helicopter and sun's up and he told me that that's how gravity works. He's saying it's all part of gravity. And I don't know, I consider my son smart.
Yeah.
So he says that the gravity of the Earth spinning is not just on the core, that it's part of the planet. So anything in the air, the clouds, and all that is all part of the gravity system that we have in place.
Okay.
So no matter, that's why the rockets need so much fuel to get out of the gravity.
To break through
So that's why,
Because it's getting held back.
because it's getting pulled back. So no matter how high you go out, you have to get past the gravitational pull of the Earth in order to be able to get away from that thing. So he's saying that's why the planes don't have to tilt, because it doesn't seem like it, but you're going into the gravity force as well too. So the gravity is constantly pulling the plane down,
Yeah.
right? And the plane is flying because of the lift.
Right.
So that's why it doesn't need to adjust the angle and shit. That's what he told me, bro.
Yeah,
he could be
yeah.
wrong and shit. I mean, he's only 15, you know?
He's only 15.
But that
dog.
shit made sense when he told me too, you know?
100%. Yeah, it's just
right?
there's a lot of crazy things.
I
Yeah.
think it's when like the spaceships go out into space and then the video shows Earth and it's round.
Yeah.
So
right?
isn't that
Yeah.
proof?
Yeah. Well,
Unless, but then Tigre is over here talking about they would never hit the moon.
Yeah.
So
Well, like,
what's
check it out. I
real?
know, like the last SpaceX, the ones that they've been dropping and all that, those videos are straight AI, bro. Like those, nobody
Yeah.
can convince me they're not. The one where supposedly they brought the astronauts down and like when they deploy the parachutes on those things, that's an AI video.
You think so?
100%.
Yeah?
It has to be. Like
but
that doesn't look
imagine,
natural.
imagine how many people have to lie though. That's what
Yeah.
trips me out. Like I think even having 5 people, if you think about 5 people in the
Right.
neighborhood, and you're like, "Fool, we're gonna tell these fools this lie." There's gonna be at least 2 homies that are gonna tell somebody the truth, bro. So
What if
just
they
imagine
don't,
that
though?
on that. Nah, there's gonna be at least 2 people
Right.
that be like, "Hey, bro, you don't know
when they're
homie.
when they're
You
drunk
know,
and shit.
Hey, you don't know,
Hey,
but
like,
fool, we
yeah,
got everybody.
Don't
dog.
tell
You
nobody,
get me?
dog.
We
Like-
got everybody, homie. Like these fools are
Yeah.
dumb. You get me? Like,
But
so
one-
for sure,
And
dude,
another thing
right?
too, like satellites, right? Supposedly we have thousands of satellites
Yeah.
up there. Bro, like I don't believe that. Like, so one thing for sure is we don't get like our data and all that. We don't get that from satellites. We get that from submarine cables under the water, bro. And like they've been using this form of method ever since the telephones were existed.
Yeah.
They lay cables in the ocean from continent to continent. That's how we get all of our data, all of our internet.
See, yeah.
Like yeah. You can just look up submarine cables and they'll pop
and
up
they're
right
there
away.
and shit.
They even show you the map of how we have the cables. Like, so all we did that we turned that into high fiber optic cables, and then that's how we get our internet. That's how we get all of that. Like all of those satellites, there's not as many. There probably is some up there, but there's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
as many as people think. Like people think AT&T got one, and you know
DirecTV
T-Mobile
and
got one.
shit.
They don't have satellites like that. All of the internet, it's all through the water, bro. Like, yeah, they're called submarine cables.
Well, I know that underwater welding is like a high-paying job. I know
100%.
that.
Yeah.
It's like a real high-paying job. Yeah, underwater welding.
Because it's
and
top
shit.
secret, most of the shit.
Maybe,
Yeah, we
dog.
I don't
just-
know,
you
because I know DirecTV, it comes from the satellite down to the cable TV. So
Yeah.
down to the TV. So that's definitely coming from satellite. And we do have satellites that have been out into the universe right now, right? Like we
Right.
got that first one that they
That
said
Voyager, I think they
that's
called
getting
it?
the Saturn
I
right
think-
now
yeah,
or
I
some
think
shit,
the
right?
Voyager, I'm not sure from
The
that.
pictures that shit does take, it is a rendering
Right.
because it takes it in form of data, and then
Right.
the data comes here, and,
And
then they
then,
have to
yep.
put like, oh well, this is this color,
add
this
the
is this
colors,
color,
yeah.
and that
Yep.
looks beautiful, right?
100.
But that's not an actual picture of
It's
how it
not
looks
actually,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I
you're
get
right, you're
that.
right. No, yeah, you're right.
Um,
NASA and all that. Yeah, you're right. Never a straight answer. That's what NASA stands for, supposedly. Never a straight answer. Nah.
Yeah. But like, I mean, I don't know. I think it would just be too many people to lie, bro. Like too many people to
Well,
lie.
like, think about it. If the firmament is real, then, you know, we can't leave anyway. So all of that, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And one thing that is crazy about that, I'll say this. Werner von Braun, the creator of NASA, the German, if you look at his tombstone, it's weird.
What does it do?
Because it just says a verse of the Bible.
Oh, really?
That's all it says. It doesn't say creator of NASA. It doesn't say, creator of this, got to the moon. All it says is a verse of the Bible, and that verse has to do with the firmament too. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's weird. But look at Werner von Braun. He's the German scientist that we brought after World War II. Yeah, we brought like the best rocket scientists over here.
Yeah, most of the scientists that came here were Nazis and shit.
Yeah, he was one of them. They said if he was alive, they would be prosecuting him for war crimes.
Yeah, for sure.
He used to hang people that would work slow in his factory, bro.
Oh, really?
In Germany when he was
They were all bad. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like, and he's the one that created. But on his tombstone, you would think it said like creator of NASA, like all these things.
Yeah.
All it says is one Bible verse.
I'm
like,
gonna check that out and shit.
Yeah, check it out. It's kind of
but
it's funny.
to me that it does trip me out, dude, because where does the sun go? And then I had seen this one story that said that we're different world, but we're surrounded by ice.
Yeah,
and then there's monsters that guard the ice, and then there's another parallel world on the other side that people are not allowed to get through and shit.
Yeah, like I know what you mean. It's like the earth beyond like the ice walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
But then it trips me out because to me, all of this is easily solved, right? Like there's got to be a billionaire or a millionaire that's been so curious that he's like, I'm gonna go find out.
Well,
I'm gonna get a bow and I'm gonna go straight to Alaska
Antarctica,
and shit.
you know? Antarctica like that, you can't explore it like that.
Yeah,
Like there's only a certain little spot where they let you go. Like you can't just like, I'm gonna just go off and explore Antarctica.
Yeah, that's what they say. No, it's
know?
like top secret and shit.
Yeah,
no?
that one, and there's a couple other ones that they hide from us too, like the Grand Canyon. There's a lot of the Grand Canyon. That's another like deep little conspiracy where like a lot of things supposedly have been found over there, bro. And like they blocked off a big part of it where like the government is there. If you even try to roll up there, people will pop up out of nowhere. Stop you.
So let's say this then. So do you believe in aliens and shit?
Do I believe in aliens? I believe
because some of them contradict each other.
I think if
you know
there's
what I mean?
life, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Like we're alive and shit.
I was
You know what I'm saying?
watching
Like,
some shit. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like,
we're alive, dog. You
for
know,
sure.
like-
life could evolve. Yeah.
To
different
me,
ways,
that's
for
the
sure.
logic I use. If we're here, there's somebody else that's over there, and they
Why
might look
not?
a little different.
Yeah.
But if a lot of these elements are from the universe, no, so they're all gonna be somewhere else and shit.
Yeah,
you know?
aliens. I'm not sure. Maybe like different dimensions. You know,
Yeah.
like creatures from a different dimension. Maybe because I feel like that's what like the afterlife is, right? A different dimension.
Yeah.
So like there has to be something like that maybe.
I feel like I don't know. Like I don't feel like to me. I believe in God. When I die, I'm gonna go to heaven. I'm gonna be fuck the rest and shit.
Yep,
you get me?
yep.
Straight up.
Hey,
you know?
but then that
hopefully
in
everybody
itself,
gets
dog-
saved and we
Yeah,
can all
for
be in
sure.
God, right? You
Yeah, I
know?
believe in higher power.
But I think that I was watching this other thing and it tripped me out that aliens are us in the future from a different dimension and they're coming back to warn us about shit that we're doing.
Yeah.
To stop up, like because then
Yeah.
they don't have a future.
Right.
And shit, you get me?
I know. I've heard of that theory.
And I was kind of like, damn, that would be trippy because if you think about how smart technology has gotten, like just imagine 100 years from now.
Oh, it's gonna get.
You
I
get
don't
me?
even think we can imagine how crazy it's gonna
Right?
get. Honestly,
Yeah.
The thing is, we have AI right now, right?
Yeah.
But just wait till AI starts making its own code.
Yeah.
Way better than we, and it starts like teaching. It's gonna become who knows, bro?
Yeah,
That thing is
yeah.
gonna change everything. Bro.
It is,
Yeah,
dude,
it's gonna
it is.
change
I mean,
everything.
shit,
It
from
is.
like us being kids to now is like, look, when you go to the store, you don't even like have to talk to nobody no more.
Yeah.
You just,
Yeah, you
you
can
just
just
pay for that
self-checkout.
shit, dog. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
In a lot of places now.
Well, look at the Amazon. That's Amazon technology, bro, where you can walk into a store and walk out. So that's one thing that Amazon's dope at. They make this shit and then they sell it off to businesses. So that's how you can see it at SoFi. You can see it at
lot of
Staples
places.
Center. Not Staples Center. The Intuit.
Yeah.
Where you can walk into certain stores at SoFi too. And grab the stuff and walk out, and it automatically charges you and shit. That's technology from Amazon. and
That's
shit.
like
dope.
that chip that
Yeah,
they say we're
yeah,
all
yeah.
gonna get. Everybody
Yeah.
gonna get that.
So
done
you
shit.
just basically you
Yeah.
tap your
I
card
didn't
in
know
the
that.
beginning, and
Yeah.
then it starts tracking you somehow in the store, and anything you grab, it charges you automatically.
Yeah,
What
that's
the
wild.
Yeah.
fuck?
So they have a store right here on Hawthorne, bro, and it's the Amazon Go store. It's a market though, and then you can grab a cart, and everything you put in the cart is automatically charging you. So you just walk out with the cart.
But what if you take it off?
Yeah.
Then it takes it out.
What?
It's tracking you like that, huh?
And
Yeah.
it has a little machine on the cart, and you just go and grab stuff, and it scans everything in the cart. You don't have to go talk to anybody.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
like roll out to your car
Yeah,
and
that's
shit,
wild.
bro. And then that's the future and shit, right? You know? What's up, baby Blue Dramatic? Thanks for stopping by again, bro. You know? We talking about some conspiracy theories and shit, man. That world is flat. You know what the beautiful part is, though, bro? That we all gonna find out.
Eventually.
And maybe some fools right, and when you die, you just die and nothing happens too. We all gonna find out. You get me?
Yeah, we'll find
Or
out.
that fool just scomped it out.
We all
Fuck, on a sick one.
we're
I
gonna
don't
do
know.
that.
Like I've done psychedelics where like I feel like there's something else for sure.
Yeah.
Some of those hard psychedelics, bro. There's a different realm, a different something.
Yeah. Because I know if I had somebody, if I was in the future, obviously I wouldn't be in the future. It would be like your great grandkids,
Yeah.
right?
Somebody in the bloodline.
If I was here and I can travel in time, I would definitely go back.
Yeah.
I would go back if it was illegal. If it
Right,
was
right.
fucking whatever the fuck it was, I would if I can find there's time travel, like let me get on
Let
that.
me go right away.
You
I
get me?
wanna
Like
go
I
see
want to
these
try
things.
that
So
shit out.
what's
bro.
the
You get
Smurf?
me?
What year would you go back to?
Damn, that's a tough one, dude. That's a tough one because there's a lot of shit that I think what I would do, and this might be stupid, like some superhero shit. I would get all Tefloned up, bulletproofed up, and with the latest weapons, and I would go back and change all the bad times in history and shit.
Oh, okay,
You get
okay.
me?
Yeah,
I would go back and stop Hitler. I would go back and stop Genghis Khan. I
Go
would
back to World War I and shoot him when he's in the
right, you
field
get
and
me?
shit.
And then that's why I would say I'll go all Teflon up. And
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Super soldier from the future, fucking
Yeah.
changing the world. But it's crazy because look, like if you trip out, if Nazi Germany, and this is when I start to think like, fuck, you get into this rabbit hole, bro, right? You get me?
Right, yeah.
So if you go back and change time, let's say you kill Hitler before he does anything. The Nazi scientists never come here and help build bombs or rockets.
Or the NASA program
Right?
either.
Or the
none of
NASA
that.
program.
So there's
None
always an effect.
There's a
There's
ripple.
always
Yeah,
an effect,
yeah.
The
So
butterfly
then when
effect,
you
yeah.
do that, then who gets that technology?
Right. Do
Does
they
it
get
just die
it?
away and then we hold the universe back 100 years and shit? You get me?
Yeah.
So that's when it goes into effect. I was watching a documentary the other day, bro, and it's called that we lost a century already.
Yeah,
And it's on Amazon. And it was saying that we lost a century because supposedly they've been found UFOs since 1954, 19 something, right?
Roswell,
So
that's like
they
that.
say that we are able to create power off gravity. Free power. So everybody can have their own little gravity generator in this building.
Right.
And it'll create free energy.
Right.
And that we have the technology for that, but that the businesses have been shutting it down, murdering people, assassinating scientists, like a water propulsion car that runs on
yeah, we
water.
just talked about that. Yeah,
Stanley Meyer, the guy who
Yeah,
created
yeah.
the car. Yeah,
And then they killed the team, and then the one surviving member, he's like, I want nothing to do with it. And then they have these fools that created patents, and then the government will go and shut them down.
We'll buy
they
them and
arrested
just-
some
yeah,
fool.
Yeah, I
and
believe
then
in
he
that,
went
yeah.
to the court, and then on the patent, they try to recreate what he did, but he lied on the patent because he was so nervous that they were still his idea.
And he was
He
right.
did the patent, and he changed the formula so it didn't work, but he knew the formula.
He knows, yeah.
Yeah.
We actually just said
And I
about
believe that.
I was telling Mokoe on the last podcast, we gotta keep some guy named Julian Brown. He's turning plastic into diesel fuel, bro. And the last video he made, he said like somebody's trying to hurt me, like, bro. And this kid is going viral like all over TikTok. He calls it plastic diesel, bro. Any plastic, like anything. I don't know
Damn.
how he converts it into actual diesel fuel, bro.
It's crazy because plastic comes from oil.
That's
Plastic
wild,
is
right?
made
Not
from
only that,
oil
he
and
said like
shit, yeah?
his goal is to take all the plastic in the ocean and to make diesel fuel out of it, bro.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
last video he dropped, he was in the car kind of driving, and he looked a little shook up. He was honestly like, they're trying to hurt me. Like I didn't think it was gonna happen, but they are.
Well,
trying to hurt me
they're
now.
gatekeeping.
And it's the corporations like
Well,
Edison, bro.
big time,
Why?
big
How
time.
would they want anybody to get free energy when they have all these?
They're gonna
infrastructure and
come
shit?
down to shit.
They're
They're
gonna
gonna
come
be
down,
zero
yeah.
money.
But then I start to think, damn, that's fucking crazy that a company would do that.
Oh,
But then
nah,
when
they
you think
would.
about it,
They
It's not
would.
crazy at
if
all.
you're a
That's their
millionaire
bottom dollar
and you
right
keep
there.
making money, you're not gonna want nobody to stop you from
making- yup,
making money and
exactly.
shit,
Yeah,
right? You get me?
Facts, big time.
So I mean, I don't know, man. Like it to me, it's crazy that they do if they do shit like that. But I mean,
I think
obviously,
it
it's
does. I think
showing.
it happens.
It's happened.
It
sure.
happens.
It's
Yeah.
happened.
So
100%.
they got these people. So in this documentary, they have this group, the scientists that got together, and what they're gonna do for their own plan, they're gonna start building these generators because they have the technology, right? But what they're gonna do, they're gonna live stream every time, the whole time.
Okay.
And once they develop the technology, they're gonna upload it to the internet
So
so that
everybody
everybody
can
can have it and shit.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
that's how they're gonna protect themselves. They're not gonna
Yep,
go
yep.
patent it. They're not gonna go and try and keep this shit secret. They're gonna do it and they're gonna share it with the world. They're gonna live stream all their shit so that
Yeah.
nobody can get
So
to
that
them
way
and
you
shit.
can't get to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's smart because they will, bro. They'll like if you like that guy who created the car. His name was Stanley Meyer, if I'm correct. He said it would take 22 gallons of water from here to New York, bro. All right.
Damn, that's
22 gallons
crazy.
and he said you could thwer ocean water in there. He said there's videos of this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And he
Stanley what?
Stanley Mayer, like
Uh-huh.
And
I'm gonna have to check
Mayer
him out,
spelled
dude.
Meyer.
Oh,
And
right,
bro,
yeah,
like
yeah.
he goes to a meeting and he takes one sip of his cranberry juice and he spits it out and they poisoned me. By the time he ran out of the restaurant, he collapsed dead right then and there. Like literally,
Oh, shit.
all he needed was a little sip of whatever they gave him.
Yeah,
man.
I think that fool, he was on that documentary because they said somebody
yeah,
got
I'm pretty
posted
sure.
at Crackle Barrel.
Yeah, something
He
like that.
got poisoned at Crackle
Yeah,
Barrel
he was
and
there
shit.
for a meeting. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's crazy, bro. Yeah,
He basically made water into like a gasoline almost.
forget
or
how
something.
He
said
made an
the-
engine that runs on water.
Water,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
He was separating like I forget
Yeah.
the hydrogen from the. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
really know the details.
And
of
there's
it,
a comment here. That's why I don't understand why they don't treat seawater to purify it. So I used to work in water filtration a long time ago, dude. When we used to do two machines, one would filter dirt or seawater because
Okay.
they would use it like at Chevron when they're digging for oil in the ocean.
Yep.
They would have our machine and they would suck up the ocean water, clean it, and all that. The machine was $250,000 alone.
Fuck.
And then you had to keep changing filters to keep the water running pure.
Gotcha.
And then you had to have a system that because you ever tasted what? I've tasted water purified with
Right.
no minerals.
With no minerals.
And it dries your mouth up and shit. Like
Gotcha.
yeah,
Shit.
ASAP, bro.
Yeah.
So you need to put the candium. You need to put. That's why alkaline water is the best for hydration right now, right?
Okay,
yeah, for the
But
pH,
so we
yep.
used to make the pH levels.
Yep.
So then we used to make a second machine that used to be, they used to call it a chlorinator. So this shit you would put, it's a fucking trip, bro. They had these things called a membrane, and then
Okay.
it was a plastic casing, and then it had metal bars that went across on the inside. Some were plated, some were not. These were steel bars.
Okay.
And then they were connected to 240 electricity. They would put salt water inside, and they would run it, and then that shit would boil up inside and make chlorine.
What the
And then
fuck?
hydrogen was a byproduct.
Oh,
And then
shit.
that chlorine was a certain safe level to drink that they would put it into the water that was just filtered, and then it came drinkable from that end.
Gotcha,
Damn.
gotcha.
And then
That's
I seen that
crazy.
shit, that science working,
whole
bro.
process, yeah,
But that
yeah.
shit alone, a system like that, 250K plus another 70K, you were spending like over 300K plus like installation, delivery, and all that. I
Right,
mean,
right.
the machine was like as big as this room almost, bro.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
order, you know?
Yep.
And that's why they can't do it, because then you still got to run all the electricity to
So
make
it
it
costs
run,
more
bro.
to,
Costs a
to
lot,
make,
yeah.
To make
basically
cups
make
of
it.
water. So
Yeah.
the Egyptian army used to buy them from us, Chevron. Like these were big corporations,
Oh,
though,
yeah,
bro.
big businesses,
And
yeah,
I seen mud water thrown on one end and come out clean on the other end,
That's
bro.
crazy.
That's quite
I
a
seen that
filter
shit,
right
bro.
there.
You
That's
get me? Where I
wild,
was
yeah,
like,
that's wild.
fuck, you know? But that's why they were saying that once we can bring the cost of electricity down, the water can be filtered and shit.
Gotcha.
So you get me?
So you need electricity to filter the water.
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha,
definitely.
gotcha.
You know the other thing that trips me out? You guys know how water works, no? The rain, right? It
Yeah.
comes from the ocean, it
Yeah, the
draws
whole
up the
cycle goes up,
cloud,
yeah, the whole
and then the
little-
water goes back, right?
Right, the whole little.
So if you think about how many years that has been happening, the water levels don't drop; they're actually increasing.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Do you know what I mean? Like you and I are drinking water
Right.
Yeah,
every day. There's
every day.
millions of people drinking water.
Animals.
Every
Shit.
day,
Right?
And then
You get me?
everybody using it to like to flush the
So,
toilets.
of the
and
water,
everything.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
How much water we use?
yeah. So to me, it's like, damn, but the sea levels are rising, and then that's the sea, but the fresh water is running out, I guess.
Right.
But it's in ice caps.
The ice caps are like
you
melting
get
a
me?
little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
So to
yeah.
me, it's like, damn, that's crazy, because all the rain, not all the water goes back, because it gets absorbed into the moisture. It
Right.
absorbed by the trees, right? Like the car, like those little calcium spots, they're all water. So that trips me out. You know, that's
Yeah,
one
for
thing
sure.
that I'm telling you, I be going into these rabbit holes and shit, bro. Where I just be like, fuck, man, I
But I
gotta
think-
trying to learn.
like, let me smoke some
More
weed, because I gotta
information.
stop fucking thinking.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit,
more
dude, you
information
get
and
me?
shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that kind of shit could get affected by like human fucking like presence, no? Like what is it called? Pollution and shit, you know?
for sure. And then I want to tell you guys a few things too, bro. Like you guys know, and then this shit trips me out. You know that the governments of the world are fake, right? Like it's just a facade, right?
What do you mean they're fake?
Like-
The government of the world.
Like these people put them into a fake watch. And these
Yeah.
these are people you can find out about, bro. You get
Yeah,
me?
you gonna
But
have to, explain that one. just
So-
to me.
you know how they say the Illuminati,
Right.
right?
They run the
So
world. The bankers. and
there's,
all
I
that.
think there's, like I was telling you, I think there's groups of millionaires.
Right.
Like I think there's this group, and they don't all play together.
Yep.
You get me? But
yeah, that's
but they
believable. Yeah,
could all
100%.
they all have a stake in the UK government and the US government and
yeah.
Africa and this and that.
But
And they're all like big people, you know?
yeah, like BlackRock and Vanguard. Have you heard of those?
Yeah.
Those two.
So
yeah.
these fools are bigger than them fools. This is the Council of Formulation.
The
You ever heard of them fools?
Formulation? Nah,
Look
never
them
heard
up,
of
bro.
that. The
And you're gonna
Council of
be
Formulation. I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, for sure.
The Bilderberg Group.
The Bilderberg, the Vanguard, and Bilderberg. Yep. The
Trilateral.
Rothschilds and all that, like those families, they're like families.
Yeah.
The Rothschild.
Generational wealth,
Super
bro.
generational.
These are like the people
Yeah.
that did the railroads and
Created
did
the banking
yeah,
system
the banking
themselves.
system
Yeah,
and
the
all
banking
that
system
shit.
themselves,
The other
yep.
one is the Trilateral Commission, bro.
Trilateral Commission.
So
I'm
these
gonna look those
fools,
up.
they meet, like, look, the Trilateral Commission is a non-governmental international organization aimed at fostering cooperation between Japan, Western Europe, and North America.
Oh shit.
That's how they word themselves,
Yeah,
right? You get me?
yeah.
But try and find a picture of who owns it,
Who owns it? Yeah.
right? You get me?
I
And
get
then how do
exactly
you
what
get
you're
an
saying.
invitation to their meetings?
And
And
how do you
shit?
get business with them?
You get me?
Like, how do you?
And what are they fostering?
100.
You get me?
Yeah,
Like
that's crazy. Yeah, those.
you get me?
Those
Like
are the people who really run everything right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, easy.
So
That-
to me, when for sure. So and then when you start looking at these fools, they're CEOs,
Yeah, they're CEOs.
right?
Yeah.
They're CEOs, and these are like wealthy people. These are like the
Super-
people that they don't
yeah.
have a picture on the internet
like
about
the-
them
yeah,
and shit, bro.
for sure.
And then that's when it starts to me, I start to think like, fuck, like
Everything.
how
bought
how
and
do
sold
they not
for.
have a picture of them?
Everything bought and sold for? Like even the Federal
You get me?
Reserve, right?
Like, does somebody own the internet where
Yeah.
they can take all the pictures
I
off?
think they can.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like-
Yeah, I
they
think
could
so.
definitely.
Like these
have
fools
some-
must
Yeah.
have a family, and then the family must have like a brother or something. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, let's take a
One-
picture.
somebody-
And then they don't have social media.
They don't post them.
You
or-
get me? Like I don't
yeah.
know. That's what I mean. Like how does
do they stay out of
how
the-
does that world
I
work?
think
do
they
they
have
stay
a
out of
high
You get me?
security.
Well, think
I
about
think they
it too,
have
like-
high security, dog.
And
Think
then-
about it, like the federal government, the Federal Reserve. People think that the government owns that. The government doesn't even own the
No,
Federal
it doesn't.
Reserve. It's a
Yeah,
family
it's
that,
a-
you know,
yeah,
it's like one of those
yeah.
Rothschild or one of those
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So it's like
They
that's
just called
why
it
they
the
say-
Federal Reserve to create
to
trust
make
with
it-
the people
exactly.
and shit.
That's why
Yeah,
they
yeah.
say like they print our money. That's why we're in debt, $1 trillion
Yeah.
or whatever. We're in
Yeah.
debt to that, which is
You know,
bullshit.
and that's funny when you mentioned that because I remember being young, and then I remember the first time hearing about the deficit, right?
Yep.
And then getting to 1 trillion and shit or
I'm like,
something,
what?
dude, you know?
Who the fuck
And
do
I
we owe?
thought,
What?
like, how do we owe money if we run the country? We run the world.
100%. How does our government for
You
printing
get me?
our dollars that are American
Yeah,
dollars?
yeah.
How do we? Who do we
Yeah.
owe at that?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And then that's when I started learning about how dollars are tender notes.
Yep.
And then they're valued against what?
Yeah.
And then at first it was
At first it
silver,
was the
and now
gold,
they did
first
the
silver
gold
and
standard and shit,
then they
right?
did the petrodollar.
Yeah, yeah.
The last one after they took us off of gold.
Uh-huh.
I forget which president took us off of gold, and then
Yeah.
the petrodollar started
Yeah.
backing us up. But now they're creating the currency to kick us off of that.
Yeah, and
I
then-
heard about that.
And,
Yep.
and let me mention something. I'm probably like retarded, dude. But I'm gonna tell you, these are things that wow me out, bro. Because I start thinking and I be like, fuck. I think I make my own conspiracies.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
Shit, dude, you get me?
Yeah.
But trip out on this. You work for a company before, right? A
Yep.
job that they make work and they pay employees and
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right. Sometimes you get paid in a check. Sometimes they do direct deposit, right?
Yep.
All right. So when your company sends you the money, like, how does their bank send it to your bank?
Yeah,
Computer,
that's
no?
a good question. Yeah, through
Right?
a system, it has to be some type
But
of
so
system.
what does that mean? So in order for it to be a tender note or a gold note or a physical value
A
of
physical
something,
dollar, yeah.
somebody needs to take that somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So
right.
then when you start to think like, fuck, how come there's not, like, imagine all the people getting paid in the world right now.
Yep.
Right? All the money that's moving daily electronically through Apple Pay, through this, through
everything.
that. You would see fucking 1 million little cars of fucking people
With cash.
driving money around from this bank to that bank to bank
Yep,
to bank
yep.
to bank, right? But there's not that movement. So
What-
everything's electronic, right?
Facts, yeah,
Because
because-
otherwise, is the bank mailing money to the other bank, like from Chase to Bank of
Yeah,
America?
I know
or,
exactly what
you
you're
know?
saying. So, like in actual physical currency, we only have like I want to say like let's say 10 trillion, right?
Yeah.
But the money that like the whole government, everybody has, it's like 100 trillion, dog.
Yeah.
So like if everybody was to try to go empty out their bank accounts, everything would freeze, dog.
Yeah.
They don't have enough money to
Yeah,
pay everybody.
that's what I mean. So
Like,
then,
yeah, it's crazy
so
as
then,
fuck.
where does the value come from?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You
what-
get
It's
me?
like- so basically, you're saying it's
whatever.
imaginary.
It's imaginary. Everything like somebody built this system now out of control where they don't even gotta print money anymore,
yeah, like
bro.
monopoly money.
And now it's like, so the dollar, you're paying me $1,000, But how is that $1,000 being moved around,
Just
bro?
'cause it says
And then when I pay
$1,000 too.
Macy's or I pay Burger King, like how does that money like how is and then this is where I start to like, bam, this is somebody fucking hooked their shit up, right? Like
One of those.
you get me? Like somebody has this control, bro.
Yeah, oh, big time.
You get me?
Paid and bought for. Paid and
Right?
bought
It's
for.
like somebody has this control where they don't even gotta make money. Like it's not valued to any. It's no value. It's the value that they say.
There's nothing
You get
backing
me?
the dollar no
Yeah,
more. Really,
yeah,
when you think about
exactly.
it, there's
So that's
really
what I
nothing
started
backing the
thinking.
dollar.
So now it's like they could take that value,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they could be like, you know what? Like today the gallon of milk is $100
Yep.
because they can just say that now and
They
shit,
can
bro.
just say it.
You
Or
get
you
me?
could just
yeah,
take
yeah,
it.
yeah. Or they can just take it. You know?
You know, just grab
Yeah.
it and take it physically.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's the shit that trips me out. You know?
Now, I think what you're saying, I think behind the scenes, that's why there's a lot of money being stolen, dog. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Straight up. Or
Yeah.
money getting swept in different places, you know?
They just passed this law right now because people are buying Bitcoin and keeping it, not doing anything with it. They
Right,
put it
right.
in drives
Yep.
and they're not moving it. And they passed this law that if you don't move the Bitcoin, like make a trade or log into your account within 1 year, the government's confiscating the
That's
Bitcoin and
crazy.
shit.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
That's
because
crazy, bro.
If they're not moving the money,
Mm-hmm.
nobody's making money and shit, right? So it's
Right,
the
right,
same
right.
with Bitcoin, no? That they need
Yeah.
that shit to be
They need to
transactional
be
and
moving
shit.
it. Yep. The
But
best
yeah.
thing probably do throw into some stocks that you trust or something.
Yeah,
'cause-
yeah. But Baby Blue Dramatic, dude, nah, I definitely agree with you that you got to be open-minded for sure right now. And I'll tell you, right now, I'm sharing a lot of my thoughts that I never really do. But today I'll be like, it just trips me out. Like a lot of the crazy shit that you see now,
Yeah.
man, you know?
No, especially all the crazy shit you hear, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But right now, from the news that's out there, what's the craziest shit you guys are like concerned about or like tripping out on and shit, man, you know?
We've been covering a lot of deportations.
Yeah.
It's more of that because obviously, you know, like I'm first generation, so you know, like I've always had Raza family coming in and out, you know. So
Same
we've been
here.
kind of just, you know, keeping an eye on
I
that.
think many of us here in Southern California can relate to that. Or California,
Yeah.
or
At the
even
moment.
Arizona, everybody, dog, closer to Mexico can definitely, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
relate to
I
that.
think at the moment for sure, but I think that's just gonna go nationwide soon, bro. You know? Have you
Yeah.
guys seen that movie Civil War?
No, I haven't seen
I've heard of it.
Oh, y'all gotta see
I
that
heard of
shit.
it. I heard of it.
Civil War, yeah.
Spoiler alert. All right. In that movie Civil War, they have a president that looks like Trump.
Okay.
But they create this thing. California and Texas join together to create the Western forces, and they
Okay.
push east.
And they separate.
And
kinda-
they have an annexation from the government, and they fight the federal government. They fight all the way to Washington
Oh,
D.C.
shit.
They get all the way to the White House to assassinate the president, basically. And
Oh, shit.
So at the end of that movie, it's just the soldiers that are. Some have betrayed already. Some have switched. Like, hey, this
I
shit's
seen
all
some of
fucked
it.
up.
It was on Netflix, no?
It's not
Prime.
HBO Max, I think.
Oh, okay, okay.
Damn, no,
I seen
need
some
to
of
check
it,
that
yeah.
out. I
So
need to
they
check
create
that
the
out.
Western forces, and when you think about it, California has always had trouble with the federal government,
Bro,
right?
California, not only that, it's so rich, it's incredible, bro.
Yeah.
If Cali was to break off from the United States, it would be the 5th richest country in
Isn't
the
that
whole
crazy?
world,
That's
bro.
crazy, huh?
That is
Yeah, yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that is
Well,
crazy.
it's
But you
crazy
know-
that
about,
Trump
dog.
brought Marines over, dog.
Yeah.
That's vicious.
That's probably why they do it, because they know that they have to keep some form of control here
Yeah,
and
the
shit.
power's
dude.
here in Cali.
But to me, it's a trip how if we can do an annexation, Texas have been trying to separate from the federation
longest,
forever,
yeah, for a while,
but
huh?
somehow they don't get enough signatures, right? I don't know,
Yeah.
you know how that works, but if California can do it, why haven't we done it?
I don't know. I don't think the federal government will let us. Why? Because they'll lose all those trillions that we make here
Yeah,
in Cali. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Do you
Like,
think that they would just like send the troops here and borders off and jail all the people and shit?
I don't know.
Because that would be crazy,
the
right?
thing is, how would
Like-
you even go about that? You know, like separating from the United States.
Yeah, there's the process for it.
Yeah.
There is a
There is a
process
process
for
for
it.
it,
Yeah. Through the court systems. I think it's called annexation or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You annexate from the federal states and shit, you know?
Well, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. When
Because
the
you-
Marines came, what are they gonna start blasting civilians?
That's what I mean. They were
Like-
protecting federal buildings supposedly like that, you know?
But like that's weird, no? Like
Yeah.
like you're gonna start
But-
shooting your own people.
Yeah.
That's in that movie, they used drone strikes against American citizens. and
That's
shit.
wild. I didn't see what you said. Civil War.
And then
Yeah, we'll watch
Civil
it
War,
tonight,
and then
shit.
they have terrorists that are like the diehard, like the white folks, like the Republic, like
nationalists
the
and
MAGA or whatever, and they're blowing themselves up like the Middle Eastern people.
Oh, they're going on suicide.
Yeah, like shit with the American flag, you know, like crazy and shit, bro.
Oh, yeah, I need to check
you
the
know?
movie out.
Yeah, it's a trip. It's a slow movie, but when you pay attention, you're kind of like, damn, this shit could happen like this.
We're walking towards that.
Yeah. That's what I started thinking and shit. Because Texas has been quiet on a lot of this shit when you think about it, you know?
Yeah.
The states that have been really vocal right now is California and Illinois and shit. You know, they have been really vocal.
Yeah, they have a lot of raza over there too.
So it's a trip, bro. But I think they're having some drama on the thing. I'm gonna stay away from both for a bit. From which ones? You gonna stay away from some of the podcasts is always best? Not this one though, man. Nah, I be clowning like that. But nah, that's a trip. That is the thing, the immigration things, bro. But hopefully that shit stops. The courts already ruled against that it's illegal what they're doing, you know? So that's what troubles me, bro. That if the courts ruled that it's illegal, how come they don't start arresting the ICE agents?
Yeah, some of them are not even ICE agents. They're just fucking.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Well, a lot of them, boy,
but
they got for your name and badge number, and they don't give it to you. It's because they don't have one, bro. They're bounty hunters. I heard they were offering people $1,000 for everybody they get.
No, I think 1,500. Some shit like that.
So like a lot of them have been bounty hunters lately.
It's all about the money, dog. At the end of the day.
1,500. Fuck, dude, I can capture at least like
like,
5 on the spot, homie.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll up with a van full to the federal government tomorrow and shit, bro.
Well, that's the thing, dog. Think about it. Let's say they round up 10 fools. That's 10 racks.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Hey, mama, I'm gonna hook you up with half and shit.
I'll send money to
I can set you up real nice out there. You know?
What is it called, Mataplan or what you say?
Right, you know.
That spot over there your family's from? What is it?
Iztapalapa and shit,
like,
bro.
don't trip. I'll get you a nice house over there.
That shit even sounds ghetto as fuck.
Yeah,
Iztapalapa and shit. There's a saying, bro, that Iztapalapa hasta donde los perros traen cuchillos and shit, dude. You get me?
Yeah.
Gotta watch out. So, you know one of the craziest shit I seen in Mexico City, bro? They had, besides, I almost got robbed twice when I was over there, bro, with my cousins.
Yeah.
One on the bus, these homies jumped in the bus, and as soon as they were putting the pistol out, the bus stops and opens the doors. They already know what's happening.
Yeah.
And my cousin's like, "Córrele, güey." And he grabbed me and we came out the back and shit, bro. Yeah. So that was one time. And one other time, I walked into a candy store, but the folks thought I was walking in along with my girl and shit, because we always like to go and buy candy to bring back and shit, you know? And help the community out over there, bro, you know? Some fools walked in right behind us, and he had his hat over his hand and shit. And he was like, "Hey, ¿dónde son ustedes?" Like that, you know?
Oh, shit.
And banged on you.
And then he didn't know that my pops was there. My pops is from the area right there. Yeah. And he was like, "Hey, ¿qué onda, carnal? ¿Qué pasa?" You know? And then that fool was like, "Oh, no, es que vine si ocupaban ayuda." Or like,
shit.
And my pops is with it. He's all blasted and shit, bro. You get me? So he looks like, So they're probably like, "Nah, este güey es uno de los otros and shit." You get me? Yeah, but apart from that shit, bro, we were cruising down this one thing, right, bro? And, you know, like, in Mexico, I told you, everybody's a hustle. Like, if you're trying to reverse off, like a driveway, right? And somebody, like, hey, they're watching out for you. Te miran que you're reversing, and they'll go and be like, hey, cállate. And then when you're out, they're like, hey, 10 pesos and shit.
Yeah.
You didn't even ask for help, homie. One time I went to this theme park, and we had rented this big white van. We took our whole family to this park and shit, bro. And there was a long line, and they were closing the parking. And then my dad's like, no, aquí, like, fuck, ya se llenó and shit, you know? And I was like, I had already known everything's about money right there, bro. And then I was like, let me go talk to this fool. So I go and I talk to they look like police guards that were protecting. It was like a regular, like a national monument, bro, basically, right? Pro park rangers, let's say.
Park rangers,
And then I told the fool, I was like, hey, let me, I was like, hey, güey, yo traigo a toda mi familia aquí, güey, you know, te doy unos 100 pesos, or, you know, y me lo parqueas, y yo, like, estamos llenos, le digo, te doy 100 pesos, compa, whatever, you know, and that fool, like, 100 pesos, hey, bring the fuck around, abre la pinche gate, le dice, like, güey, and they were like, parqueate, they let me park, like, right in the front, bro, right in the front, and then they were like, hey, te la lavamos, también te la lavamos, and shit, I was like, hey, bro,
VIP,
sure. And that's when I was like, damn, that shit's crazy, bro. You get me?
Yeah. Con dinero baila el perro.
Yeah, you know? And then the other crazy part was we were going through some neighborhood, and there was these badass kids, bro. You look at them and you already know they're up
They
to
about
no
to do
good.
some shit.
And they throw like a log on the road, and then the cars come. And then they're like, hey, 15 pesos, le movemos.
Ahorita le quitamos,
Boom.
güey.
And then they take it out and you pay them, pasas, and they put it back for the next car to
That's
go.
to get out, you know?
Yeah.
That's to get out of the line and
To
from
get
the border.
in and out of, no, like
To
this
get
is
out
in
of
a
the-
community.
Oh, damn, everything.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
know they do that in the line for TJ.
Oh, really?
Like to come, they'll put a big ass rock, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You have to pay them, dog.
And I remember
well, you
see-
don't have to,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
know.
Well, I told my dad, hey, so what happens like if you don't pay these fools? And I was like, what happens if the police comes? They're like, the police pays too.
The
and
police
shit,
pays
bro.
too, yeah,
They were
yeah,
like,
it's
if not, everybody ends up with broken windows and they jack your shit and all that. And I was like, Dad. I was like, everybody's hustling out here,
They
bro.
have
You
to,
know?
bro. They have to. Wear.
But nah, that's definitely the shit, man. But yeah, and going back to your podcast, bro. So obviously these conversations are deep, bro. So you can see how easy it is to go into certain
just to get
shit.
into
No?
subjects right away. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
So like, what's the next step for you guys, bro, on your podcast, man? You know?
Yep.
I would say just keep pushing, dog, and maybe get into little interviews too, dog. You know what I
Start
mean?
interviewing people, you know, getting our numbers up a little bit. You know, we started barely, like 2-3 months ago?
Yeah.
Just about. So, you know, just trying to get the numbers up, you know.
Yeah. What kind of interviews you guys are gonna be doing and shit?
Honestly, anything, dog. I know I got one, like a graffiti one coming up.
Oh,
It-
dog,
it's like an active fool right now that he's hitting up right now, you know?
Yeah.
I might have him wear a shiesty, you know, we don't want to be too
Yeah.
turning
And then
people out
honestly,
and
like
shit.
the interviews are, we're going to do more like this style of interview where like, you know, we're just going to bring people on, chop it up with people, you know.
Yeah, that's dope.
Successful businessman or just somebody, you know.
Like just stories and
yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Yeah,
Somebody who came up out, you know, the same place. And
Oh, that's
made
what's
it,
up.
you know?
Yeah.
And just like I said, just have conversations, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of interviewy, but more like just like chop it up.
Kind of
Just
like
on
how
some
we
regular-
did today
Yeah,
and
exactly,
shit.
you know,
I was
just kinda
really
chop it up
interviewing
more.
and shit, man. Yeah. Oh, that's a trick. Oh, he said my dad used to get his truck washed in TJ. That's what's up, bro. You know,
Yep,
like
yep.
supporting the communities right
Hell
there and
yeah.
shit, man. Nah, but yeah, and then where can people find you guys, man?
On all the
Shit,
platforms,
on
honestly.
Instagram, on TikTok, and YouTube. Just look up the WestSide SpeakEasy.
Yeah, it's spelled the
That's
same on all of the platforms.
That's
Yeah,
what's up,
pretty
man.
much.
But yeah, anything else you guys want to talk? I think we're on for like an hour
Nah,
and
man,
shit, bro.
that's-
You know?
Yeah,
That's
nah,
cool, man.
thanks
We
to
should-
everybody.
dope,
Yeah,
you know,
we'll
man.
be
for his
around,
time.
dog. We can always do another one
Yeah,
next
for
month,
sure.
whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure. I try and keep them at an hour and shit, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yep,
Dude,
that's
you know?
on us too.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because I feel like people get bored and shit.
Right,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, we
like-
already went in
Yeah,
deep and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
for
know,
sure.
like when you think about TV, bro, to me, I get a lot of my shit from sitcoms or TV. Like I always be like, well, look, primetime was always like Fridays and Saturdays and shit, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was always from 6 to 9. You got the
Yep.
best shows
To
on
have
TV,
something to
no?
watch and
right?
shit, no?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because everybody was at home at those times or whatever and shit. You know?
SNL, yep, all that
Yeah,
shit.
right. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
I always think there were always either 30 minutes or 1 hour and
Yep.
shit, bro. Right? No,
Yep.
you never saw a show that was 2 hours and
Nope,
shit, right?
nope,
You get me?
yep.
And the way I think about it, there's a science that these fools had already done for us and shit.
Right,
So
the attention span kind of people start
you get
kind of,
me?
yeah.
So that's what I always use it against and shit like that, man. You know, that's why I like doing the podcast at 6.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I
Good
like
time.
keeping them at
People
1
are
hour and
eating,
shit.
People are getting comfortable
Yeah,
from their
yeah.
day of work. Yep.
Yeah, not for sure. And the promos and stuff, dude. We're gonna actually start a new podcast called Props for Pops.
Okay.
And it's gonna be me and the homie player, and we're gonna be talking about our parenting experiences,
Oh, that's
bro.
cool. That's
Dope.
cool.
You
That's
know,
dope. Yeah, a whole different little angle. of
Yeah,
things.
there's nobody like in our community doing that type of shit right now, and
Yep.
you know,
That's
we
cool.
we tried something the other day where I was talking about my son and shit, and people were digging, and so we're gonna start props for pops.
Oh,
and
that's
shit.
cool, that's
and like
cool.
props, you know, like
Nah,
for the
yeah,
pops and
that's
shit,
dope.
you know, and the struggles we go through, like being Hispanic and shit like that, bro. In general,
That's
you know,
dope, dog.
Trying to raise
Hell
the kids
yeah.
right. Yep.
and trying to raise the kids in a different environment and all that shit,
With a
bro.
different
you know,
mentality.
yeah,
all of
different
it, yep.
mentality and shit, dude. You know,
All of
from
it.
where we're being raised and shit. So
Exactly.
that should be coming up next Wednesday. I think we're gonna do our first one, so that should be
that's
pretty
cool.
dope, man. You know,
We'll keep an eye out for that
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
If anything, it's gonna put light on the fathers too, you know, because sometimes being a dad, like they're all Mother's Day, you
Yeah,
get me?
yeah,
But
yeah.
like now, you know, for the
Yeah.
fathers,
Nah,
and
there's a lot
shit.
of pops out there getting it, putting in work.
hell
for the
yeah.
kids.
Like there was a pops. I think Baby Blue Dramatic. He say he's a single father, bro. So
okay.
I mean, shout out to the homie,
Hell yeah,
because
shout
to
out
me
to him
it's
for sure.
like
Big
I was
time.
telling him it's hard to be a pops with a wife and
Yeah,
shit, bro.
nah,
You
yeah,
get me?
yep.
Imagine
With two
solo
people doing it.
bolo,
Imagine
yeah,
solo bolo,
nah,
fuck, bro.
that's
you know?
vicious, yeah, 100%.
He said, "What the fuck, fool? You in my turf?" Lettuce is real. I had some in my cheeseburger. You know, iceberg lettuce too, right? It's just a filler. No, there's no nutrition in
Yeah,
it.
it's
No.
just water.
It's water,
So,
no?
yeah. So you just need That's why they put it in a lot of these burgers as a
it's just a
filler.
filler, yep.
Less meat, less other ingredients and shit, bro. Another fun fact, dude. You guys know where the phrase? Maybe I don't know if I told you this, but you know where you ever heard of the phrase "when it rains, it pours"?
Yep, I heard that phrase.
Yeah, you know where it comes from and shit.
Nah.
You know the salt company?
Yep.
The little blue bottle with the girl in the
With that
rain.
girl,
All
yeah.
right. So in back in the days, bro, when it got humid or it rained, you know, salt absorbs, and the way they used to store the salt back then, it would stick together because it was moist like sugar.
Okay.
Right? So that company, the blue one, developed a new system of like how to store the salt. So when it rained, it poured. So their motto became, even when it rains, it pours.
pours.
And they used that over hard times, right? Because they developed something.
yeah,
So over time, it
gotcha.
became a phrase for overcoming a
Overcoming
hardship.
the hardship. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And then the niece is on that's his niece
That's
in
the
the
one
rain
with the
and
umbrella.
shit. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, I never knew
So
that.
that's where that phrase has come from, used over time and shit. When it rains, it
Yeah.
pours. So it's actually in their salt.
It's in the song.
Yeah, yeah, in their
that's
song,
cool.
bro.
Like
That's
the
dope.
50 song.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never
50,
knew that.
He,
Yeah,
he did a
yeah,
song.
yeah.
That shit hard.
So that has become the phrase and shit. So there's a couple of facts like that. I
fun
you know,
facts and shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
that I try and put out there and shit, bro. You know, definitely
Talking about lettuce. What do you
like
you-
lechuga and
yeah,
shit.
Yeah. Hey, on your hamburger, do you like the lettuce shredded or do you like leaf lettuce?
I like the green leaf lettuce,
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
so like the whole.
the whole piece,
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Cause you know iceberg lettuce is the round one, no?
Uh-huh.
But they sell the lettuce that comes in leaves, where like it's a root and then it has like the
Oh,
leaves.
yeah,
that
yeah.
I like that one.
No, because at Brawley Huts, you know it's like shredded, but you can also ask for it if you want it whole. Did you know that?
Nah.
Yeah, yeah.
But is it still the iceberg lettuce that they just rip off?
Yeah, the regular lettuce.
Yeah, I like the other lettuce, dude. So when I like making my own, like, favorite cheeseburger, where do you get it from, bro?
Damn, I'm not even sure. Favorite cheeseburger? I like Mexican food more than anything.
Oh, really?
honestly.
You
I'm
don't eat
always
burgers and shit?
Nah,
Nah?
not really. Not too much, you know?
What about you, Mokoe? What's the favorite cheeseburger, bro? Where you get it
I'll
from?
just keep it old school, dog. I'll get some Brawley Huts, dog.
Brawley Huts?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, dude. To me, the best cheeseburger in town is the Carl's Jr. Western Burger, bro.
Carl's
That one's
Jr.
pretty
Western?
good.
It's
Yeah,
fire, bro. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's
That one's
simple,
pretty good,
but
yeah.
it's fire.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
Right. And second,
Nah, CJ's is fire.
CJ's
Carl's Jr.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. And then there's this other restaurant that I fuck with called Proudly Serving, bro. And they got a chili burger,
never
and the
heard that
chili
one.
spicy. It's right here in the South Bay by the beach and shit,
Yeah.
bro. And yeah, the romaine, that's what's up, man. That's that good lettuce right there, Luis. You already know. That one got nutrition and shit,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
That one got, because it's darker green, yeah.
Yeah, it's real lettuce and shit.
Yeah.
You know? I guess. Islands got some good ones, but that
That's like
Carl's
that
Jr.
gourmet
one, bro.
shit. Yeah,
that
yeah.
Carl's
Yeah.
Jr. one. And I like making my own turkey burgers though.
Okay.
And when I make my own turkey burgers, I like chopping up the ingredients and mixing it all into the burger.
Into the burger,
So
like
I
a
put the
smash burger?
onions, I put the cheese
Yep.
chunks in there. I put bacon pieces because you know turkey dries up fast. So when you
Yeah.
put bacon pieces, it keeps it like moist and shit,
Yep.
bro. And then I cook it in the garlic butter and shit.
Okay,
bro.
hell
okay,
yeah.
okay.
When I grill it
Hey,
and
we
shit.
gonna have to go eat some burgers with you soon.
Yeah, I
dog.
know.
That's
We might have to
what's
go to
up.
Smerf's
I'll
one
tell
day.
you,
and
hey,
shit.
well, I've
You know
never
what I'm
had no
saying?
experience in cooking, but I enjoy the shit
Yeah,
out of that
it's nice.
motherfucker,
Come on,
bro.
you cook some
Like,
bomb
Yeah,
shit,
we
I
Yeah.
like
Pull
to
up.
give me like my beer and shit, and then I'll make like some shit where you'll be like,
Yeah.
damn, bro.
Yeah,
you
hell
get me?
yeah.
But like, my wife is always like, oh, you should make something. It doesn't work like that. Like to me,
Yeah.
like I gotta feel it. Like
Yeah,
gotta
it sounds
want it.
stupid.
It's the moment.
Yeah,
and
but
shit.
I'm not just gonna cook right now. Like I need to plan my shit out. Like, I'm gonna make this today.
Tomorrow,
so
yeah,
I'll go to the
yeah.
grocery store in the morning. I get my shit. I start prepping it, and then at night I'm ready to cook or
Cook,
something.
yeah,
you get
yeah,
me?
yeah.
I can't just be like, I'm gonna go make something. You
Nah,
get me? Like
yeah,
to me,
one-
it's like it's an enjoyment.
like
Right,
a
right.
Sunday
You get
or
me?
some
You
shit.
wanna have
You
it
know what I
ready.
mean?
Yeah, like I
prepared.
put my ear pods on. I got my IPA, and I'm like fucking
Little podcast
vibing.
or some
I
shit.
gotta say,
Yeah.
honestly, dude, it's one of my happiest moments in my life, bro.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I'm chilling right there making
course.
something that
Well,
my
that the
family's
kids-
gonna
the family's
enjoy.
gonna eat.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
for sure. Oh, just no Mel. I like the gourmets, the Chipotle one. Damn,
that's
the
fire.
private select shit, fool. That shit is fire as fuck, man. That we all talking about food and shit.
I know.
right?
We ready,
We'll have
dog. We
everybody
ready.
I like the
shit.
spinach dip from Islands. I've never had it and shit,
Yeah, I
man.
never
You know?
had that one. Spinach.
I
dip.
like baby spinach instead of lettuce. I don't think I've had baby spinach and shit.
Oh, baby spinach is cool.
Huh?
Yeah, that's cool.
I know you mean you have to get into the zone. Gotta get in the zone, man. For anything that I do, especially
Yeah.
cooking, though, I like to be in the zone and shit. But nah, man, straight up, I think that's
Yep,
it, man.
that's
You
it,
know,
man. Yep, appreciate
check out the
everybody, man.
WestSide Speakeasy. The channel is WestSide Speakeasy too,
Yeah,
right?
Yep.
You know?
the WestSide Speakeasy. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
just
that by
WestSide
itself.
Speakeasy, yep.
Yeah, make sure you tap in with them. They try and drop 2 episodes a week, man. You know, and one of them is gonna go viral for sure,
Yeah,
bro.
for
You know,
sure. Yep,
I like
yep.
the thumbnails you be making and
Yeah,
shit, bro.
yeah,
They be
you get
fire
down,
and
yeah,
shit.
you
You
get
know,
down the thumbnails for sure.
definitely, and man, keep pushing, bro. You know,
Yep. We'll have to do this again, too.
We gonna make Inglewood famous, bro.
100%, we have to do
It's
this
so
again.
much talent coming out of Inglewood, dude. It continues to evolve and develop, and more new shit comes out, bro. I'm telling you, we on.
Hey, there's a lot of
unstoppable, man,
culture
you know?
behind
Point of view.
Inglewood, dog. There's a lot of like, you know,
Yeah.
like
A lot of people doing their thing right there,
Yeah,
man.
even before Meg 10 and shit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had Lisa Leslie come out of
Oh,
there.
yeah.
sure.
To Morningside, no, I think.
Yeah,
or-
Eldon Campbell
Yeah.
came out of Morningside right there.
The forum always had the Lakers before the Staples
Yeah,
Center,
yeah,
you know? The
yeah.
forum, that's what
I
it was
still
at.
call that shit the forum.
Yeah, I still call it the forum, too.
Oh, it's a different name now.
The Kia.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
Center.
Kia
nah,
Center.
yeah, it's
But
the
that's the
forum,
forum,
dog.
it's
Yeah,
all
it
good.
is the forum, dog.
You know,
yeah.
I only noticed
real home of the
I only
Lakers.
noticed it was the Kia Center because I was like, hey, we're gonna film a video to put on a song of cruising down Inglewood blocks and shit. You know, like the
Yeah.
landmarks, Randy's Donuts and
Yep.
shit. And then I was filming the forum, and then I saw it said Kia. I was like, what the fuck?
What's
is
that?
You know,
Yeah.
like they changed that shit up. You know, but it was the Great Western Forum, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, for sure. But nah, I appreciate everybody that
Thank
tapped
you,
in.
man. Thank you guys for tapping in.
Oh, you
Yep,
know, we
yep.
had the show coming up on Friday, right? So
Okay.
whoever didn't see that message, the show is postponed until August 30th right now. The tickets that we did sell are still good tickets, but we're trying to beef up that lineup, and we had to move it because we're trying to make it an all ages show, man. We had a lot of demand for people that are young, under 18, that wanted to see Dopey and go to the show.
Oh, that's
So we found another venue because this other venue couldn't do it. So I know it's all last minute, it sucks and shit, but we wanted to make sure that we can have everybody pull up because we don't go to Oregon often, man, you know?
Oh, okay,
So we
okay.
wanted to
Dope.
make sure we can have the most people pull up. So we're changing the venue. Think it's gonna be in Albany, Oregon now instead of Salem, Oregon, which is like the next town over or something. Excuse me. But definitely that show's still happening. To make it up to everybody, we're looking to add more headliners. Misfit Soto's gonna be on there. I can't tell the other people until we lock it down for sure, man. But I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be one for the books for sure in
Yeah,
Oregon.
tune in for that.
So make sure y'all stay tuned. Your tickets are still good. If not, we're giving full refunds if you don't want any part of it. But it's gonna be on August 30th, just 45 days away, man. You know. But appreciate y'all, all the support y'all give us and everything, man. Make sure y'all stay tapped in. Tomorrow's tap in Thursdays, man. We're gonna play new music.
Yep, tap
So
in
if
with
you
the boy
get your
Smerf.
music ready, if you guys know any comedians, any artists, photographers, whatever talent, this is the time they can showcase it. Make sure they tap in
Nice.
with the West Factory IG, man. Y'all already know. And SOS Best, I appreciate that gift you sent on Cash App yesterday, man. You know, it goes a long way to what we're trying to do out here. So I appreciate you showing that support, showing that love, man, you know? But other than that, man, you guys have a great night.
Thank you guys, man. We appreciate
It's
it.
Hey,
gonna
don't-
look weird, but I gotta run over and turn
Yeah,
it
yeah,
off
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
man, you
yeah.
know? You what you
Appreciate
said?
that.
No, I was gonna say don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you know, follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
Instagram, all of it,
That's
yep.
gonna really look out for us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciate
for
that.
sure, man. Drop those likes, drop those comments.
Yeah. Good
Yes,
night,
sir.
Lisa. Good night, SOS.
Good night,
Best.
everybody.
Yes,
Thank
I
you
is
guys
a
for tuning
comedian.
in.
Tenero.
Hell yeah.
All right, have a good night, man.
Thank you,
Have a good
everybody.
night,
Yep. Luis, everybody else that tapped in. I don't got my phone on me. I would have said, you know, everyone else. Oh, the homie from HB too. Sickness. You know. Yeah, he was on there. Yeah, I think the Haters World was on here. Power. Everybody, dog.